for 2?
I'll fill in until he gets here, mate.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I'll just go with the flow, mate.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Your family all good?
Okay. Health-wise, they're great.
Good.
My daughter, we went away. Well, g'day footy fans and welcome to Goodwood Oval for round 8 of the Buddy Bet Division 1 season. Today we recognise two critical contests. On the field, it's two premiership contenders. But more importantly, off of it, we recognise the need to break through in the battle for our mental health. So today we raise awareness, we raise much needed funds, and we recognise that this is one battle where so many may be forced to play, but we all have a role to help them win. It is a very special day in filming footy. Thank those that help us bring it to you. The Banner Crew, Buddy Bet, Sip and Save, Wakefield Sports Clinic, Police Credit Union, O'Connell Meat Central Market, Simon Black Academy, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Powerade, Dartfish, Sports Interactive and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, it's two league leaders. Goodwood Saints, unbeaten at home against Tea Tree Gully, celebrating season 160. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. Well, good day, footy fans. You can see there the Goodwood Saints about to take the field after their reserves had a thumping win. And I think Goodwood won the B's and the C's, looking for a triple treat. 3 out of 5, well, third of 5 games coming up. A huge day at the Goodwood Oval. My name's Phil Head, and thanks for joining us. Overcast conditions, but I do see a patch of blue sky. And a man who always brings blue sky to our broadcast. It's great to be back as a dynamic duo, Sean Jacko Jackson. Jacko, how you doing?
Oh, fabulous. The dulcet tones. I missed him last week.
I missed you the weeks before. You were sunning in Fiji.
That's true.
How was the footy in Fiji?
No footy in Fiji, unfortunately. But, gee whiz, it's nice to be back, but it is cold today, isn't it? It's our first real winter's day. The ground is a little bit sloppy. I'm sure Lambo will give us a brief on that later, but few outs for Tea Tree Gully. I guess we'll go through that later on, Phil. But a big day for footy. The footy aside, this is a big day, mental health round.
Yep. Tradition that these two have had for a few years now, unfortunately created through tragic circumstance, and we are going to have some medals at game end. For Tea Tree Gully, they have the Bennett Sparrow medal, and for Goodwood Saints, the David Baker medal, which we will talk a little bit about later on. Let's get into the two teams, because it is, outside of the Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation, a fantastic contest. We had, a few weeks ago, 7 team leaders. That's been broken down to 4. By day's end, we're going to have 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of these clubs. So let's have a look at the home team. The Goodwood Saints, always call them the Saints because they're Goodwood Tigers and St Raphael's, hence the 4 colours. 9 Division 1 flags on the Unionport District of Dunmore. That dominating decade, 2004 to 2009. And 32 years. They've been in Div 1 as long as the Crows have played AFL. That seems like forever. Good Sports Club of the Year in 2020, and also won the Amy Clangers Prize. And there's a crew here doing some filming of this game, and you'll see a bit more of this on Channel 7 in the weeks to come. Goodwood Saints in recent years, all Division 1, couple of premiers, usually around the mark, finished 3rd last year. But Jacko, this season it's been an interesting one. They've been really great at home. You saw them lose to Old Iggy's on the road, and then I saw them beat St Peter's. So they can lose, but they are very well placed for another big campaign.
Yeah, well, just like Tea Tree Gully, they've 2 and 5, aren't they? 5 and 2, and the other game Port Districts versus
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's. So we've got all the top 4 sides playing today. So we'll get a little bit of a break, or 2 sides will get a game's break after today. I'm really looking forward to this contest. A little bit disappointed that Tea Tree Gully have got a few key players out, which I think puts the game well and truly in Goodwood Saints' favour. If Tea Tree Gully can win this with their outs, I think it'll be a significant achievement. In saying that, Goodwood Saints certainly have got some players out as well. But yeah, promises to be an absolute beauty. Good crowd gathered in, particularly considering the conditions, Phil.
I was very glad when I saw the weather forecast combined with our assignment. There is no better place in the Adelaide Footy League to be on a day like today than at the Goody Saints ground. A couple of key Goody Saints players we should be keeping an eye out for.
Yeah, well, particularly we've got a couple of new players or players playing their first game. Eddie Holt Fanning, who's come through the juniors here at Goodwood Saints. Wish him all the best today. I hope he is still playing. Was named, yes.
29.
Yep, and what about Jesse Thackeray? He's
late
Jesse
out.
Thackeray, late out, recalled by West Adelaide. So that's disappointing for Goodwood Saints, but good for West Adelaide and good for the kid, I suppose. So Eddie Holt Fanning, playing his first game. The other player I want to make mention of, Goodwood Saints, we won't get to call them next week, I don't think.
No, we're doing Tea Tree Gully again next week.
Right. Louis Whitelock has been the long-time captain, relinquished the captaincy this year, but he gets married in 2 weeks' time. I was a little bit surprised when I heard that he was getting married.
Week.
No, he is getting married in bye week. So initially, his father-in-law told me he was getting married in 2 weeks, which wasn't the bye week, and I thought, well, you don't do that as an ex-captain. But it turns out he's getting married to the lovely Brooke McKenzie, who's the sister of Brad McKenzie, we called a few times, who plays for Paynham, ex-Norwood player. But Louis Whitelock been a terrific servant for Goodwood Saints Football Club for a long time. Get married to Brooke on the long weekend. We wish them all the best.
I forget we do get breaks for long weekends as well.
Yes, and no honeymoon, just the game, just the wedding, and back to training on Tuesday.
Back to Goodwood Oval for training.
That's
fantastic.
What happens when you're marrying a footballer.
That's true. I guess if anyone understands, she would. Let's flip the script to look at Tea Tree Gully and what they've done in their history, because boy, oh boy, one of the oldest, biggest footy clubs in South Australia, 160 years old. You talk about Port Adelaide, 1870. Well, how about 1862? Up there in Tea Tree Gully. That would have been an outpost, a far-flung outpost. Still is, back in those days. 800 senior and junior players. They won their first ever Div 1 flag in 2018. 2021 Div 2 and replaced Athelston to come back. Held their own as we have a look at their recent seasons. Did all right last year, 9-9. Had there have been finals, they would have probably played in it. But 2 premierships there, 1 Div 1, 1 Div 2. Let's have a look at the Gully season. They've had a lot of games at home. Won the first 3, lost the middle 2, have won the last 2, albeit narrowly.
Yes, I did chat to Alex McKay yesterday. I said, welcome to coaching. Last time I spoke to him, he was hadn't lost a game and was starting to strut around town, but he's been brought back to earth with a thud. Must mention a couple of things with Tea Tree Gully. First of all, a couple of weeks ago they had a little bit similar to Port Districts. It's almost an inbred football club up at Tea Tree Gully. If you go up there early, you'll see them drinking moonshine before midday.
I said remote outpost, not that remote.
I'm allowed to say that because I'm a Banksia Park born and bred.
Oh, okay.
But 4 sets of brothers all played together. Now only 2 of those, Alex, of course, the playing coach, and his brother Zach are playing today, McKay. Peter and Jordan Personus. Of course, Peter played at Norwood 50-odd games. Max and Louis Joseph. Unfortunately, Louis has injured his knee. And Dylan and Chad Shoemakers. And would you believe, Chad not playing today because going to a wedding. And I said to Alex, come on, mate, that's the test of a coach.
Being married is one thing, going to a marriage isn't. We're about to have the coin toss. Jacko is out there.
Lambo is it, actually?
Oh, sorry, Lambo's out
I'm
there.
in here in the dry. I wouldn't be out there in the cold.
Just making sure. Let's go down to Craig Lambert.
Jacko and Phil, beautiful day here for footy. It's a little bit
Beautiful.
wet, but the ground conditions are really good out here. Only a little bit muddy in the middle. 2 captains are coming together now for the toss. So we've got Goody Saints playing Tea Tree Gully. Both teams are in pretty good form. And here we go for the toss, boys.
It's the biggest moment of the game for Lambo.
Waiting for him to get 20 cents out of his pocket, boys. Here we go.
Maybe we'll try and borrow that off you, Lambo.
Tails by Tea Tree Gully. And it's heads. Goody Saints going to your right. I reckon kicking to the right-hand side might be only worth 1 or 2 goals at the most. All the best today, boys. I'm going for Goody Saints by 5 goals on their form. Tea Tree Gully with a few players out today. Have a great call, Jacko and Phil.
Thanks for that, Lambo. We do thank you for your intrepidness. No one makes a coin toss as excitable an event as Craig Lambert.
I just wish he'd learned the captain's names. It was Benny Holzbauer from Goodwood Saints, obviously the captain there this year, took over after Louis Whitelock, and for Tea Tree Gully, Will Cansdell, the captain there.
Fantastic. And Bandra right across us, thanks to the Police Credit Union. Might just quickly roll through some of our sponsors. The Banner Crew Match Day sponsor, thanks to Jason. Buddy Bet Division 1 doing our pre and post match interviews. Sip and Save Scoreboard, a huge round in Division 1 today. We're going to give you as many scores around the grounds as we get. Wakefield Sports Clinic doing the interchanges. Lambo, the Police Credit Union Banjo rider. Stats that we can track. O'Connell's Meat Central Market. We'll see a bit of them at half time. The Simon Black Academy with the replay. Then there's other sponsors. Roll the Dice, Archie Sandals, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, New Balance, Powerade, and our favourite, I think, Jacko, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen.
I've got to say, I'm looking forward to see where Tommy Anderson plays today. He's a bit of a jack of all trades. I think he kicked 5 last week, so I'm guessing he's been going up forward. But last time we called him, he was definitely playing the back pocket and was running off like an unregistered dog at times.
Someone forgot to have an opponent, yeah. The umpires, Bo Girdham and Paul Smitherarm. The boundary umpires, Andrew Roberts, Peter McMullen. The goal umpires, Ethan Scarman and Dominic Spano. The Goodwood Saints in the white, red and front tops and the black backs with the gold numbers. Tea Tree Gully in the Westies Essendon style black jumpers with the red sash. We are set to rock and roll. Our Buddy Bet Division 1 game of the day. Thanks to Filming Footy. And he's back. We're back. To get us underway, you're with Sean Jacko Jackson.
Yeah, Josh Hunt leading the ruck today for Tea Tree Gully in the absence of their normal skipper. Blake Penny is out with a broken hand, as is Matthew Stent. He might have got himself in a little bit of trouble last Saturday night at the nightclubs. Here we go. Ball in the air. It's the veteran Tommy Carter who gets first hands on it. No one able to end. It is a little bit sloppy in there. Goodwood Saints get first kick of the game. It's now into their, well, just into their forward line, and a good tackle there. And yes, Phil?
We've had dangerous tackles, a big topic through the week. Does sliding a player through the mud constitute a dangerous tackle?
Oh, I thought that was very carefully done there. Right, so the same two players, Carter up against Josh Hunt, who came to Tea Tree Gully late in the pre-season from the Glenunga Footy Club, and certainly taking his opportunity. Alex McKay, the coach, kicks it quickly to big Tyler West. He wheels around on the right foot, not soot. Goodwood Saints, Benny Hausbauer was in the best position there of everyone, but Brodie Latham nearly took the ball, but she has ended up on the far side of the ground in front of a couple of beautiful old trees there. Phil, what would they be? Testing your plant knowledge there.
I don't know. I know. I can tell a gum tree, and they are not gum trees. No. That's about as far as my botany goes.
Sorry?
My botany knowledge.
Right, okay.
Botanic knowledge.
I
know what Botanic Park is. Does that count?
Lots of plum trees.
That's it. I don't think it's a gum tree or a plum tree, but anyway, we're back. We'll give you some footy in a sec before Jacko goes any further with his musical interludes. I can tell you that's a Goodwood Saints free, and they're off and racing. This will be Hausbauer. Only one player I know takes off with that speed for the Goodie Saints. Kicks it across the centre square towards centre half forward. Spills to the front of the pack. Who's there? The throw out. Probably a side eye to a black jumper. Turns out to be Jack Carter, and the Gullies respond. The Wolves go to half forward flank. That's a beautiful acrobatic mate. That's going to be one of the slapes, surely. In fact, that was Eddie Holt Fanning. Great introduction to this level.
Yeah, first game. Isaac Houston's had 3 kicks in a second. Gives it to the coach, McKay. He feeds it off to Jake Robinson. Now McKay gets it back. Alex Variety hits long to the top of the square. But a well-juggled mark in the end. Tommy Carter in really good position, back kick behind the play. And then transfers it beautifully. That is a slate now. No, that's Tommy Anderson up on the wing.
Still no opponent.
Push it now almost inside forward 50. But the ball will trickle out of bounds. And, well, it's swinging both ways at the moment. A bit like some of the... moving right along. Angus Rana.
Not going to
big fella.
There, mate.
And he kicks it long. Not the best kick because he's picked out Joshy Hunt. That'll be good for his confidence. Switches the play nicely too out to Zach McKay. As I mentioned, one of 4 brothers playing for Tea Tree Gully in the A grade this year. almost Port Districts like.
Very almost. Just thinking of Port Districts, the Gaffneys come to mind in particular. Not that there's more than just the Carters.
Yep.
All right. That's a big game. We'll give you some score updates along St. Peter's and Port District for a top spot.
Ooh.
Kick to the outside. Hillsborough got up high, came down without the footy. Sometimes officials will pay that in the back, but not to be. He's going back for the footy. So he's had a couple of really fearsome attacks on the ball so far. We've got an over the shoulder. This will be a shot on goal, but from long distance.
Well, he played that beautifully. I think that's Tommy Anderson with the orange boots. He played that beautifully, just drew the free kick out of Zach McKay, who was really a little bit stiff to give that one too high, Phil. But it was there, and the umpire has rightly called it.
Yeah. So this will test the range. We'll get an idea of the breeze. He's going to kick right in that tiny gap. Small over here, Goodwood. The 50-metre arc almost touches the centre square. Henderson comes in from 51. Looks straight. Just off to the right-hand side. First score of the game. It's 1-0. Goody Saints.
Yeah, no problem with the distance there. I wonder if that's a true 50-metre penalty because he had certainly no problems with the distance.
A true 50. Yeah, well, Glenelg Oval used to pull the trick that their 50-metre arc apparently is about 46.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, back live. That is the first score of the game to Goodwood Saints. Josh Spence plays on quickly with a kick out. Kicks long to the far side. It's all Goodwood Saints. However, they pick the ball up off the deck. Ends up with Ollie Johnson. Now it's intercepted by Jack Asbury, and he kicks it back from whence it came. Unfortunately, that player just let it go over the top of his head, and it now is back with Goodwood Saints. Holzbauer will end up with it. He does. He gets it onto his boot quickly. Oh, a one-handed mark. Now, I can't pick that player, but I got a feeling.
You keep calling. I'll tell you who that is in a second.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's Anthony Scara, who's been out for a couple of weeks. That's great touch from Scars. Anyway, the ball coming now back out. Tommy Anderson's going to be first on it. He gets it. He handballs it to James Lakin. And a bit of defensive pressure by Zach McKay ends up with the ball out of bounds. Their defensive pressure at the moment is terrific, Tea Tree Gully.
Yeah, needs to be at the moment. Most of the play down the Goody Saints end. They're kicking to the right of your screen.
That was a Zach. It
was Scara. Yes, last time I saw him, he was being double yellow carded in the game against St. Peter's, which I'd never seen before.
Played his 200th only a few weeks ago, so well done, Anthony Scara. Well, that was a terrific mark.
Well, umpire, I was about to say, there's a certain body style you can tell an umpire before they do hold him the ball.
They love the holding the ball.
This will be another. Well, it does save a bit of work having to bend down, get it, and ball it back up. And this is the young lad. No, it's not. It's James Lakem. He'll have a similar angle, about 10 metres closer than what Anderson had prior.
Like the look of this lad. He had nice possession out on the far side only a minute ago. Kept himself involved in the play. Should make the distance without any problems, Phil.
Alrighty. Still waiting on our first goal. We're about 6 minutes into this contest. The Buddy Bet Division 1 game of the day. Thanks to Filming Footy. Comes in right down Leah Terrace. That's the name of it, Jacko. Leah Terrace.
Don't ask me.
The way to Goodwood Oval. And it's the first goal to say.
If anyone watching has any influence whatsoever in the local council, which would be what council? Unley Council, because you get some street signs put in around the suburbs pointing where this oval is. It's tucked in the middle of nowhere, hidden away.
It is in a pocket, I'll give you that. Where the train line and the tram line between them.
Hard to find. Anyway.
That goal, beautiful kick.
Was a nice kick. Back in the centre bounce. That's Goodwood Saints now 1-1. Teacher Gully, I'm impressed with the defensive effort. They just look a bit...
Well, they'll need to be. One interesting stat coming in, they are the worst defence in the competition, score-wise.
Yes.
And they're 5-2 sitting equal first.
Okay, Carter does it with the left hand. No one able to take it cleanly. Ball spills out now. Goodwood Saints in good position. It's towards the wing, and Tommy Anderson was looking for the release on the outside. They just weren't able to get it through Ollie Johnson out to him. But some worrying signs early now. Goodwood Saints first hands on the ball again. I reckon that's
Favretto is my guess.
Favretto, correct. Could have had Ollie Johnson there for a handball release. It's slow to get up. Very rarely plays a bad game, does he, Nick Favretto? One of the real good players in this competition.
Big kick. Oh, big grab.
Beautiful mark. That's Angus Rana, who came from I'm going to say West Adelaide, I reckon. Phil played a little bit of senior
Well,
footy
it
at
often
West
says
Adelaide.
that Goodwood are the Westies seaside. There is a bit of movement between the players over
Certainly
the
is.
years.
Yep, and we talked about the fact that Jesse Thackeray pulled out late to go and play in the West Adelaide reserves. But this is Angus Rana for his first goal for the game. Looks nice and balanced, 45 degrees, beautiful connection with the boot. No problems for the big man. And that was an absolute contender for the mark of the round too.
Yeah.
We need to mark that along with
Scaras. Yeah, Scaras was the circus trick. That was the really good contested clunk.
We'll have another look at the mark here,
Yep.
Phil. So Favretto long. Watch Angus Rana just position his body beautifully, just protected the ball. Not much the Teacher Gully defence could do about that.
It was put out to the boundary side, which means that the only person who was ever going to mark that, if anyone was Angus Rana. And he had the conversions so far have been mightily impressive. And even Anderson's point didn't miss by a lot.
Yeah.
In the kind of day where you're sort of expecting, a 4 goals, 18 kind of
big job.
output.
Jordan Personos today on him. He's given away probably 4 or 5 inches. And again, Favretto comes out of the centre square. Good will be first onto it. Teacher Gully defensive effort. Riley McCulloch, very strong there. Ably assisted by Tyler Martin. Looks like he's playing a different role this year. Tyler Martin played a little bit of time at Norwood, son of Peter Martin and Heather Cool. Terrific young lad. Started making his mark in the Adelaide Footy League now as a defender.
9.5 gone. All Goodwood so far. 2 goals, 1. Teacher Gully, all donuts. Snap around the body by Favretto. He's been busy early. We do, of course, have our prizes at the end. They're going to be a little bit different today.
We can't give him another day.
Well, no, I was about to say, Jack,
got?
I haven't told you this, but we're not giving away the Best Player Awards.
Right. Okay.
Because there's 2 medals right by your hand that are part of the Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation. So that'll be part of our Best Team Man and our Best on Ground. So our sole one, and I can bring you in to help judge this, will be our Player of the Day.
Player of the Day, okay.
Which we have had a couple of early nominations.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we're now again through Holzbauer back in the middle, but in really good position there was Josh Hunt, and I've been impressed with the way he started the game. A late pickup, as I mentioned, for Teacher Gully. He handballs it off to Joshua Spence. He goes back from where it's come. I'd like to see him try and switch the play a little bit there because all the numbers are where they've kicked the ball are in Goodwood Saints' favour, and Reece Slape not able to get there with his big blue boots. But, gee, I've been happy with his brother's effort at South Adelaide playing league football this year. It's been terrific.
Who have they got this week?
South are playing...
Westies.
Well, Westies haven't won for over 12 months.
That's about to say the odds are in his favour at the moment. Okay, tapped down by the Saints. They're winning the clearances. They're going to win this one again. Favretto, Carter. It's all coming together beautifully, and they found Kane Cornish, one of the ins. And they found a target up front. Rana again with the Inspector Gadget-like arms. They stretched up to meet the ball. Great grab. And based on his previous kick, you almost feel tempted to write it down.
Yeah, I'll look around the ground trying to see who could match up on Rana from a Teacher Gully perspective if they decide to swing Personos off him. And I can't see anyone that fits the description, Phil. 45
out. This one's going to be close, and it's missed to the right-hand side where the 2 misses have been so far. So Rana's 1-1. Saints are 2-2-14, and Teacher Gully are dead set, absolutely nothing, 11.5 into the first quarter.
Yeah, yep. Look. I guess Teacher Gully might be open for a bit of rain to limit his influence because he certainly started the game very nice. And when you've had a little bit of moisture early in the day, sometimes that can actually help increase your marking. Like the ball feels a bit like mud on your hands, and he certainly started in good fashion. Tyler West is a good player for Teacher Gully. The ball goes in his direction, can't take it. Umpire now plays holding the ball to Teacher Gully, and it's Bailey Gow who has it. It's only his 2nd or 3rd game, I reckon, of A-grade footy. Bailey, he gets it on quickly. Now they're inside 50. Got numbers there. Personos is there. Tommy Lynch does it best of all off the ground. Oh, he can't bend. Young Tommy's only about 22 years of age and
already got
almost as much flexibility as his dad, Robbie, who played 200 games of league footy for.
Oh, good old Robbie Lynch.
Yeah.
Was it 27 from memory? Is that his number?
Number 8, Robbie Lynch.
Number 8,
Yep.
okay. It's my memory that needs some work. First score for Teacher Gully. Took him in 12.5 minute mark. Going to give that a rush behind. And now it's Goodwood, who've got a slight wind advantage. According to our boundary rider, Craig Lambert, just a goal or so. In the middle of play. Waiting for it to spill loose. Who was that?
Jake Robinson did it well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Kicks it inside 50. Smothered kick. Hot footy with a lot of players going down low and getting it beautifully was Luke Hastings. Eventually it ends up with a hand pass intercepted by the Saints. They're giving no space inside forward 50 for Teacher Gully at the moment. Now it's Houston. He usually does something good with the ball. He's managed to snap that across the face of goal. And despite the best effort of Peter Person, who's up on the hill with the fans, it's going to be a boundary throw in that northeasterly pocket, the Teacher Gully pocket here at Goodwood.
Yeah, it gives you some idea of the weather today. Normally that hill is jam-packed. There's not too many brave soldiers out there today. Ball throws in. Tyler West does it nicely. Almost sharks his own footy. But in the end, it's just difficult for it to get out. Looks like Teacher Gully through Houston are a chance. Holzbauer, beautiful release handball. Quickly gave it to Scott Blessing. He's released. The kick, unfortunately, goes out on the fall.
Yeah, that was from Scar, I think.
Scara, yeah, well, he's still dining out on the fact he took a one-hander.
I know.
5 minutes ago, possibly.
We don't have a clanger of the week, so he's safe there.
He's a dead set candidate for the mark of the week, though, Phil, along with...
Well, that's true. It's not just our Simon Black replay player of the day. Is it you and Tony that are still doing the judging for the nominees?
Yes, it is.
How's that going for you this year?
Yeah, good. We do get some criticism from people at different games saying, how did you miss this one? So I will take this opportunity to say, if you see a mark or a goal that you think deserves recognition, feel free to send it in.
And quite often those do win. I should add as well. There's a mark.
Brody Latham, is it?
Yeah, with the stretch. So what we thought would be a wet weather slog, the marking so far has been the highlight.
Yeah, and if you have a look at Brody Latham, I mean, he's been in good form, but there's not much of him.
No.
He's be a 5'4", 5'5", I reckon, and then last bloke you would expect to take the mark there, but here he is, straight in front of goal. Hasn't got great connection on that, but that's gone straight through the middle. Teacher Gully's first goal. They're out to 1-1, and they trail Goodwood Saints 2-2, and we are at the
15-minute mark.
Yeah, 15-minute mark, and an entertaining game.
Yeah. A few more highlights, or different highlights than I expect. I expect today to be a hard slog, players really going in for it, which they are. But some of the marking around the ground and the conversion as well, as we have a look at the Simon Black replay. There's the stretch. Ball actually got past him. He had to bend, literally bend over backwards to take that. And most importantly, when you take a good mark, kick the goal.
And then celebrate.
Then celebrate, exactly right.
Notice that the coach, Luke Donaldson, is sitting in the grandstand today, which is
wise move.
Smart.
Exactly
an elevator view and staying dry. Carter misjudged that, but ends up getting it quickly onto his left foot. That's one of the things he does exceptionally well, Carter. He plays as an extra midfielder when the ball hits the ground. Now Goodwood Saints come back through Favretto, lay it off to Anthony Scara. He's searching for Tommy Anderson. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much purchase on that footy. Hasn't gone out the full. I think we'll get a throw in front of the gum trees.
Oh, yes, there we go. We are amongst the gum trees now. And the hockey club, I think that's their field out the back there. Forestville Hockey Club from memory.
Correct.
As the tap down, that was by Hart in the ruck. And then just a pile of players on top. Can't see this coming out. Umpire's not stopping to do the stop, prop and holding the ball.
Alex McKay remonstrating quite strongly with the umpire. Wouldn't get away with that.
Descent.
Yes.
Here, alarm.
Yeah, we can get away with that, although that was a bit at the end of the game last night. We'll go on with that later on. So, it's inside Goodwood Saints. Can anyone pick it up cleanly? It's well knocked out. The umpire has seen a free kick in there. I reckon it's Isaac Hewson. No, it's not. It's Joshua Spence. It's not him either. Who's ended up with the footy?
I've got no idea, Jack. You're reeling them off.
Yeah.
Your identification is far superior than to mine.
I'm wondering with Will Canstel, the acting captain, who's got it. He's kicked it long. It's been intercepted by Jack Carter. He now transfers to Holzbauer. Someone needs to pick him up. He provides a lot of run off the back line. That's a good kick. Short, lowered his eyes beautifully. Hit up Kyle Kirk. He's now gone inside the corridor to our first goal kick of the day. James Lakin, he gets it on quickly. Can he hit the kick? Dear oh dear. Just when you want, that last bit of play, a real good candidate for the play of the day to Nick Burgess.
That
Just
might have
fell
been
short.
Nick Burgess 5 years ago. Might have had quite
Yeah.
that speed. I'm not sure he's still got it.
Testing his hamstrings for sure.
Oh, that's it. He would have felt that one. Again, a forward 50. It's been down Goodwood's end of the ground most of the day.
You see Holzbauer there, Phil, just not sure.
Oh, free kick Goodwood.
Oh, Lakin, I reckon.
I reckon you're spot on. It's got a 2 in front of it, and he's got a 2 in front of his name, so I reckon you're there.
B4, he's second if he can get it. And well, it'll be a good start of the game from him, that is for sure. I think Teacher Gully going to have to think about putting some work into Ben Holzbauer. Not unusual to have to tag a half-back flanker.
Just wondering, I reckon they've got a loose man in defence. It might be momentarily. I'll check them when they come back to the centre bounce. Off hands by the boundary. Oh,
Bit sloppy there.
just as he said, I've got an open field, I'm going to take off. The brain said go and the feet said oops.
Be interesting to see what sort of footwear he's got there. The old days you'd have screw-ins and you'd be fine there, but these days a lot of players like to wear blades, the comfort boots. We'll get Lambo to check that actually, and we'll give you that information.
So what's replaced the screw-ins? Or are they still a thing?
I don't think they're worn too often anymore. There is a different type of blade, so we'll see whether they're being used for predominantly wet weather.
So how many pieces of footwear do you need to play a game at this level these days? Is it just
Well, how long's
2?
a piece of string?
Yeah,
No, just 2.
Just 2. Okay, just the wet ones and the dry ones.
That is a chance. That is
Oh
a
my
chance.
goodness!
That is the goal of the day to this stage.
Let's go.
Kane Cornish around the
Wait.
corner.
Let's-
Lambo.
Boys, Tea Tree Gully up by 2 goals. They're just using the ball a lot better than Tea Tree Gully. And at ground level, Goody Saints are all over them at the moment. Back to you, boys.
Well, if we're only going to cross to him every 10 minutes, we want him to get his facts right, Phil.
Yeah.
Folks.
Oh, look, I've
Tea
been,
Tree Gully are not in front.
I've been. No, it's not. No, they're not. I've been. And look, here's the Salmon Black replay. Might be the Salmon Black goal of the day. Oh my goodness! You did very well to pick him out of that pack, by the way, Jacko. Just a compliment to you, and that's going to take some beating.
Yeah, that's a beautiful finish. There did appear to be a little bit of wind there, but anyway, we're now heading the right direction for Tea Tree Gully. It is Max Joseph who gets it, wheels it in long, but gee, in best position, Jack Carter, as he repelled the last attack from Tea Tree Gully, so he does it again. This time he goes long down the line, searching for his brother. That's because his mum's on that side of the hill, and she said, "Kick it to Tom." And when you play with your brother, you always listen to what your mum said. One of only one set of brothers.
So you get the second serving at dinner time Saturday
Yes.
night.
Well, when you're that size, you'd want every serving you can get. That's right. Only two brothers.
Oh,
off
there
the
they
plane
go
for
again. Their clearance work has been sublime. The Saints.
Yep. Burgess. Now it ends up with Anderson. Can he hit this kick? This is the one they've had a little bit of trouble with. Didn't take it. I'll tell you what, though, that's beautifully roved by James Ridgewell in great position for the ball that came off the pack. He took it cleanly, and his finish was really good, Phil.
Yeah, like he'd been playing at this level a long time, when indeed he was a very late inclusion for Jesse Thackeray when Thackeray got the call up. So Westies would have made that call maybe yesterday. Domino theory probably would have got a call last night to say, you can sleep in, lad. You're in the A's.
Yeah.
And he's got to go. Well done.
Yeah, and I like the way he did it too. He took it.
That was as a play from clearance through players. Couldn't take the mark. There was the plan B with the runner front and square.
Yeah, we don't have the luxury of stats today, but to the human eye, I would suggest that Goodwood Saints are winning the clearances quite convincingly. We're now inside the forward 50 for Tea Tree Gully. Here's a chance for him to get another score on the board. But the pressure again from the Goodwood Saints defence is pretty good. Favretto gets it, lays it off. Now they come down the far side of the oval and can't hit that final kick. And
Let's go to Lambo.
Boys, Luke Hastings from Tea Tree Gully got a hand injury. He's got it all bandaged up, but he'll probably get stitches half of the game. Back to you, boys.
Well, that adds a little bit of more pain to what's been a bit of a sorry first quarter. 19-point margin, 22 minutes in. That's on the Sip and Save scoreboard. Delivery, 1 hour delivery, 7 days a week. Another inside 50. One of my calling colleagues in the Sandwell, Chris Kendall, loves a stat. Marks inside 50. Tea Tree Gully's taken 1. Goodwood's taken about 6.
Yeah, no, that's a fair call. Luke Hastings, he'll know that he's now playing A-grade footy. I think it's his second game and he's going to get stitches. So
He's going to have a souvenir for it.
welcome to senior footy, son.
All right, so this is the kick from the outside by the scoreboard. Has the distance. Oh, that kicking has been fantastic from the Goody Saints. Nick Burgess adds another one to a long list of goals he's kicked for the Goody Saints. 5 separate goal kickers, and all 5 goals have been really good kicks.
I'll tell you what, he's a hard unit, Nick Burgess, but I just watched him slap someone's hand after he kicked the goal and he nearly broke his teammate's wrist. I'd be sending the run around and say, Nick, look, son, celebrate your goals, but just be careful. We don't want to hurt your own teammates. He's a hard unit, isn't he?
Yeah.
If we can get that on replay, you see how hard he hits his
Go
teammates.
and high-five your opponent. You're going to do that sort of thing.
We're back in the middle. Goodwood Saints are controlling this game convincingly at this stage. They lead by 4 goals. Houston has it. Handballs, unfortunately, and ends up again with Goodwood Saints. Here they go, back into their forward line through Ollie Johnson. He just misses the kick by a couple of metres, but no problems because Kyle Kirk has got it. He's got plenty of opportunities in front of him. He can't hit any of them. Brodie Latham picks it cleanly, gives it to Houston. Back towards Latham. Holds Bowers in best position. Kyle Kirk ends up with it. James Lakin may get one for head eye. Umpires let it go, and now the Tea Tree Gully players are screaming for holding the ball, which would have been very tough, I would have thought, on James Lakin.
There is a degree of leverage given at this level.
There is indeed, as the game should be. Always reward the bloke going for the footy,
Yeah,
Phil.
yeah, I believe so, or else no one will go for it one day. Now that probably is more holding the ball.
That is holding the ball all
Anthony
day,
Scara.
every day.
One he took him on, 2 he got caught, 3 didn't dispose of it. I reckon there's a couple of counts you're guilty on that occasion.
Yep.
As the Gullies have it in that back pocket where they're barbecuing the chicken rolls. Looking forward to that a little bit later today. Big pack, no one can take the mark. Ground level, going well with the ball there. The Gullies. As then he hand passes it to Zach McKay, who promptly drops it. Free kick, Goody Saints.
Yep, and they have it through Eddie Holt Fanning, the first game mate. Puts it into the centre corridor. Unfortunately, they're outnumbered here, and Tea Tree Gully ended up with it. Houston hacks it around the corner, out into space. This is a race for the quick players who'll get there first. I haven't called Louis Whitelock's name. Is that Louis with the orange boots?
I'll confirm that for you in a sec.
Anyway, it's Goodwood Saints now this side of the oval. That kick's not the greatest, however. It's been intercepted by Zach McKay. He's got a short option on. I haven't called Shoemakers much today either, Phil. He's got the ball.
And there's
now.
only one moment because you haven't called him as much because there's only one of them today.
Yeah, one of the better players in the competition, Dylan Shoemakers, and that's a beauty. Oh, Brodie Latham took a beauty earlier on and missed that one, which was bread and butter for him. Good opportunity wasted there. It was a nice entry by Shoemakers. Zach McKay, and in the end, the umpire's given a free kick to Goodwood Saints' Kane Cornish. Not sure what that was for, Phil. Did you see that?
Not a clue, Jacko. It's in our little blind corner there under the shadow of, well, I can't even see the trees to tell you what they are.
Wasted opportunity for Tea Tree Gully, though. They can't afford that. Oh, set sail early there. Tyler Martin went to try and take the mark of the century, Phil.
Now, usually when you do that and you don't touch it, it's a push in the back. But I'm seeing less and less of those called now, man. I'm not too fussed because it does encourage them to go a little bit more at that.
Yep.
Spectacular stuff. Joseph by the boundary, couldn't keep it in. Would have been marked downfield anyway. We're back to a neutral scenario, not far from the Tea Tree Gully area there. Half forward flank. They are 117. Goodwood Saints 3-2-32 on the Sip and Save scoreboard. You are with Phil Herden and Sean Jackson.
Yeah, 26:45 gone. They really need to get something from this forward 50. Tea Tree Gully. Alex McKay's got it. Nice handball to Shoemakers. A little bit below his knees. Couldn't take it cleanly in the end. And another wasted opportunity from Tea Tree Gully. Time is running out. They'd like to get one more before quarter time to narrow it up a little bit. They look solid behind the footy, but it's about holding this ball in until they get a goal.
Throw in just Rana all by himself. Spills by the boundary will go outside. This will suit Goodwood Saints just fine. Bottle it in, keep it tight, wait for the siren to eventually go and take a 25-point lead into quarter time.
Yeah, time fastly running out. 27. No, we might have another minute or so, perhaps.
6 goals.
6 goals kicked, yeah. It's Goodwood Saints who hit it forward. Brody Latham now might get one for head high.
Oh, and that was well done.
We didn't have to do anything, did he? At his height, he just had to stand up and he get it around the neck. He kicks it quickly. Actually, Persnos, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He goes to the top of the square. Tyler Martin, it looks like for me. It is just the tonic Tea Tree Gully needed going into quarter time. Big Tyler Martin, he's played some good games this year too. I think he kicked a bag of 6 not that long ago, 5 or 6.
I
Phil.
reckon you're right, and I remember we did a game Tea Tree Gully in Rocks last year, and he was big time on that. Straight in front, Jacko, big kick.
Yep, funny enough, I think the game this year he scored the goals was against Ross Trevor. Benny Watkins, a big fan of Tyler West. Here he is. Oh dear. He's kicked it across the body, but he was that close to goal. It didn't matter. Did not matter, and that is Tea Tree Gully's second. His first. They go out to 2 goals, 1, trailing Goodwood Saints 5-2. 28 and a half minutes gone on the Sip and Save scoreboard. Phil.
Sip and Save scoreboard, where, of course, it is 1 hour delivery, 7 days a week. We thank them and our armada of sponsors and supporters that bring this to you, thanks to Filming Footy. Quarter time imminent. We will get, hopefully, some scores around the grounds. We'll have Lambo live from the huddles.
Conditions good
and
here.
Jacko's
too.
analysis.
Sun out.
Sun out, the guns are out.
Yep. Goodwood Saints again go into their forward 50. Gee, they've had some forward 50 entries. Coming strongly at it. Well tackled. Who the umpire's called?
On the ball. Look, he was trying to hitch a ride there with that tackle, but he went low first, then over the top, literally.
Yeah, I think that was Tyler Martin got caught holding the ball there and just getting a little bit of advice from Favretto about what he perhaps could or shouldn't have done there. This is where you want the orange boots when you do something well. When you do something poor, you don't want the orange boots, so the commentators can
Got no
recognise
idea who you are. Exactly.
But I reckon this might be, well, it's not James Lakeham, so who are you going with, Phil? Is it Will Clark?
No, I've got Lakeham.
No,
it's not. He's more
Bill.
boy. He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see Lakeham now. Okay.
I think this might be Will Clark. Straight in front of goal. It is, and it has gone straight through the middle.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I've just discovered something great about the Goody Saints jumpers.
Yeah, they're easy to see the numbers
They've got numbers on the front.
as well, have they?
Commentators' prayer answered. It is 26, Will Clark. If you just have a look, you might need binoculars for it because they're not big, but they are there. And caught a few state games, Sandford Waffle. And boy, the Waffle commentators are completely lost calling the Sandford jumper with no number.
Okay.
Waffle, it's there. It's fantastic for us.
Yep.
Anyway, back here.
Back in the Woodville days, we used to have them on our shorts, Phil.
Yes, I do remember that.
And back in the middle, quick reply from Goodwood Saints. Tea Tree Gully would have been filthy on that. Can they get one more now to keep the margin close enough? They have first look at it, but it's Anderson, gives it off to the best on ground, Favretto. Sells the pup beautifully, goes long, a one-on-one contest. Right on the siren, and Will Clark almost had an opportunity to go back to back.
Yep.
But a good spoil right on the siren by Tyler Martin. And that's quarter time, folks. Grab yourselves a cup of tea, grab yourselves a beer, strap yourselves in. This game is an absolute beauty.
High skill level. 6 individual goal scorers for Goodwood, 2 for Tea Tree Gully. The home side takes a 25-point lead into the quarter time break. Hope you're enjoying the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Welcome back, everyone. Quarter time here at Goodwood Oval. Let's go live on the boundary line. Thanks to Police Credit Union. Craig Lambert.
Tell me when. Tell me when. Ready? Okay, boys. Quarter time. 6-2 to 2-1. Dominance by Goodwood Saints. Their forward entry was fantastic. Their on-ballers were great. Very happy camp over there. Whereas Tea Tree Gully coming out the forward lines too easy. Ground level, slow, second to the ball. 25 points up, Goody Saints. You do that over 4 quarters, you're in by 100 points. And they're playing some very good footy at the moment, boys. Ground level, especially with Goody Saints, just so quick at the moment. Great conditions out here now. Great calling, boys. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, well, I'll just quickly mention the score at the other game. Port District's 1-4 trail Spock. St. Peter's 5-1 at quarter time, so a similar margin to here. Jock and Clay has kicked 2 goals already. They are all over Port District's. No wind, sunny skies, big crowd.
And that's at Largs.
That is at Port District's home ground, yeah.
A couple of other quick scores. Ross Trevor lead Dog Nations 32 to 24. Big game for Prince Alfred and Brighton. That's 8th and 9th. Prince Alfred by 1 point at Park 9. Here's your second quarter. Here's Sean Jackson.
Josh Hunt and Tom Carter battle again, and Tom Carter first hands on it, slaps it backwards. Now it's in the hands of Kyle Kirk round the corner. Gets caught, gives it back to Carter. He lays it off to Ollie Johnson round the corner. She's nearly marked it again. Was Angus Rana. Presents himself really nicely at the footy. If he can get a jump at it, he's going to be extremely difficult to beat, isn't he? He must be 6'5", and looks very mobile. So Goodwood Saints have it. Burgess into their forward 50, or deep inside their forward 50. Tea Tree Gully, good position here now. I think that's Josh Spence that has the footy. The umpire's given a free kick to Tea Tree Gully, and it will be Josh Spence who has it.
Captain Hausbauer is not impressed.
A nuggety little tough defender, isn't he, Josh Spence? Like the way he goes about his footy. Long down the line, looking for the ruckman. But Carter almost falconed that. I like replay that and see if that was a falcon. And they've kicked it in. The umpire has given a free kick to Goodwood Saints as James Lakeham, who started the game exceptionally well. Liked him. It looked like a mark to Tea Tree Gully, but was it hands in the backfield? Not
sure. I thought Ashbury took a pretty clean mark off the summer.
Wow.
Player ran across. Now, this is a 25-metre penalty in South Australia.
Luke Hastings, I think it's only his second game. The kid who's got the head bandage on, Phil.
So now we cannot miss him.
It's an excuse for concussion here for Luke Hastings.
He's still in the recovery ward.
He just went at the player without, obviously, the umpire having called play on. And James Lakin has it again for his second, I think, Phil. Right in front of goal. He's got a nice-looking action.
What?
Straight through the middle. Goodwood Saints get first crack at it as the second quarter unfolds. 7-2. I am in fear that this is going to be a 10-goal game to Goodwood Saints. They have all the answers at the moment, Phil.
That's right. They got too many forward options, and that was I mean, yes, it was a free kick with a 25-metre penalty, but that was a free shot because Lakeham had no intentions of taking a shot at goal from outside 50.
No.
But as soon as he got the pen, it's like, I'm not even looking at anybody else. And with a kicking style like that, why would you?
No, they can ill afford to give away free kicks, let alone 25-metre penalties. We're back in the middle. Carter pushes it square. Beautiful tackle by McKay on Ollie Johnson. Tetrigali have first hands on it. Now it is with Max Joseph. But again, Ollie Johnson ends up with the footy. Handballs laterally to Tommy Anderson. He hooks it around the corner long, looking for Angus Rana. Not able to take that. There's plenty of heat here from Tetrigali. Good by William Canstel. Pushes it forward. Ends up with McKay. Still in. Again, Goodwood Saints have all the answers. Kick across. It falls fortuitously in the hands of Burgess. He goes around the corner, searching for the full forward to come out, and he didn't. Now Tetrigali, Isaac Hewson. What can he do with this? He handballs to no one. Might have to get his own work back. He does it, and then hacks it off the ground. In the end, it was pretty good football by Hewson, but Carter in best position. Now Louis Whitelock with the orange boots. Soon to be married, Louis Whitelock. Angus Rana. Geez, Phil, I need a break.
Yeah,
Help
let's
me
go,
out.
mate. We'll take a breath, and I'll step in.
Felt like I was with Vince. I feel like I was with Vince again.
You were Jimmy. You were Johnny Calendar back in the day with the Billy Birmingham. Oh dear, I forgot to take a breath. Kaboom. Okay, throw in here.
Running out of things to say.
I'll tell you what, Goody
doesn't happen
Saints.
too
They haven't dropped a gear in the second quarter, that's for sure. They've probably gone up one. Here's Carl Kirk lurking around the side of the pack. And in the end, umpire letting it go. Burgess is in there as well. Taken high.
Another free kick.
Goodwood Saints free kick. Shot on goal.
Burgess.
And it's going to be Burgess who has one. We don't. Lakeham's kicked his second. Burgess has a chance here. Let's hope he doesn't. He's learnt not to go and slap his teammates around too hard. You keep an eye on that.
Oh boy, watching out for his high fives. He's just his first high five that's a bit aggressive.
Yeah. Oh, I guess no matter how long you played, you still get pumped when you kick a goal. All's fair. 25 out. That's a low kick, and there'll be no high fives for that one.
Well, he's actually punched his own thigh after that, and he's almost given himself a corky. He is one tough hombre, Nick Burgess.
Alrighty, so it stretches the lead on the Sip and Save scoreboard. Goody Saints, 7 goals, 3. Great kicking in these conditions. Rocks, 2 goals, 1.
Josh Spence searches the ground. They've got a good spread right across the ground. Looks like Goodwood Saints are going one-on-one, which is very unconventional in this day and age. He's forced to go along, and, well, the one-on-ones work because Reece Lape has intercepted it beautifully. And look at the kick back to Burgess. An absolute beauty, and that's what can happen with a quick kick in. So, in that occasion, Josh Spence has kicked it long, and then Burgess is free, and he's not able to get quickly enough to Burgess to cover the kick going back in from Reece Lape. So Burgess, a chance to make amends. I'm looking forward more to the will he punch himself or will he punch his teammate after he kicks this. Let's have a look. Looks good. Watch for the first high five. He goes to double high five that time, actually.
Spread the force.
I've got a feeling the Ducks had a chat to him at quarter time. He's in fact coming off the ground now for treatment to his thigh from the missed shot on goal. Nick Burgess, one of the tough men of the Adelaide Footy League, kicks his second, and Goodwood Saints are on a rampage, Phil.
Yeah, rampage is the word, Jacko. You've summed it up beautifully. 8 goals, 3-2. 38-point lead. We've only played 6 minutes. I'm not even sure Teachtree Gully have had an inside 50 this quarter.
No, you're right.
If they have, it's like it was a quick one.
Almost time Teachtree Gully put someone back behind the footy and just bottle up the
it's all
scoring.
one-on-one at the moment.
They do get this one out the middle. Well, I beg your pardon, they did first hands on it. Now they're a chance to come out of the middle. But the heat from Goodwood Saints is terrific. Forced him to kick the ball quickly, and that made Jack Carter's work so much easier. And he's been like a rock of Gibraltar back there, hasn't he? I reckon that's his third mark in a quarter and a half. He long down the line. Looking for his brother again. Obviously, Mum yelled out to him.
Well, Teachtree Gully's 2 goals were contested marks in front of goal, which they duly converted.
Yep.
Just the spread.
Yeah.
We've got 6 individual goal scorers at this stage of the game for the Saints.
Yeah, would have backed Teachtree Gully when the ball hit the ground. They've got some good little men in the forward line, but the little men really haven't been able to do anything when the ball hit the ground. Holzbauer Burgess, Anderson. Good tackle on Tea Tree Gully. Again, it's the defensive part of the game that the Goodwood Saints are really impressing in, folks. I know they've kicked 8 goals in a quarter and a bit, but it's the heat they're putting on Tea Tree Gully that is really impressive in and around the ball. Their clearance work's been terrific. And once again, here they go. Favretto, beautiful release. Gave it to Jack Carter. Jack Carter. He kicks around the corner. It's not Jack Carter.
Cornish.
Jack Cornish, I should say. Now, Lakeham, I think it is, going towards Will Clark, who kicked a nice goal in the first quarter. Wasn't able to take that. And good duel, actually, between him and Brodie Martins. One of the great things about this standard of footy, you get to see players stand each other all game, which we don't get in the AFL.
Not the rotation around.
Yeah, the crap that they dish out. And their AFL is much the same now too.
Yeah, it's like, where's the accountability if you're only on the bloke for about 5 minutes?
Well, you can hide, can't you? Hide by fire was my man. I was in the zone. Oof, Isaac Houston has thrown himself at that like a kamikaze pilot. Just saw his his dad in front of us a minute ago. Neville. Well, it shouldn't be so big Neville, little Neville. Right, we are inside Goodwood Saints, forward 50, where we've been camped for most of the game. Scara has it. Ends up with McKay from Tea Tree Gully, though. Can they keep it in? Oh, thought they had. Unlucky.
It's like, if that was a Goodwood Saints player doing that, they would have kept it that couple of inches closer and it would have been a beautiful play. It's just every little thing for Tea Tree Gully is going against them at the moment.
Well, Jaden Blank drew a blank, didn't he, there? He was stiff.
He did.
It looked like it was. He kept it in, but umpire was in very, very good position.
I was wondering if you were going to go there.
Oh, it was too obvious, wasn't it? But I'll take it anyway. It's like leaving that ball sitting over the cushion, over the pocket and 8 ball. Got to take the cherries.
Yeah. Beautiful kick by Scara to a hot spot. Sure enough, it's Goody Saints at the fall of the ball. Battling hard there was Carl Kirk in the end, though.
Jack Asprey, good tackle.
Asprey, made the tackle, and that's a rare one-on-one win to the Gullies. In the back pocket, the northwest pocket.
Kyle Kirk's been good, Phil. And the Goodwood Saints forward line.
Well, we've got these 2 awards that are going to be given out for the Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation Day for the best team man.
We don't have to give them out, do
No, we don't. We haven't been asked to judge, thankfully. They know our reputation.
Rest. Say to rest.
We're going to go do Player of the Day, and we've already had 3.
Right.
And I think we have a clear winner that might be one of our plays of the year.
Right.
Loan of the day. Anyway, Tea Tree Gully, a ref burst forward, inside forward 50. Goodwood Saints defence has been rock solid and looks to be there in front of the scoreboard again.
Oh, that was terrific by Brodie Latham. He worked his backside off
that
there.
was Burgess's kick towards that out-of-boundary line, out of bounds, despite the best effort of Ron Spittle. Will be a throw-in with 3 people and a dog. Let's go to Lambo.
Phil and JK, Tea Tree Gully can't get it past centre at the moment. Second to the ball, very slow from where I see it from my end, boys.
Yeah, he's a good judge, Lambo. That's exactly what it is. They're getting beat up around the contest. And this will be the first test for Alex McKay at half-time. I might send Lambo in to have a listen at half-time and see what eventuates. But nice mark by Jakey Robinson. He's looking for options forward. Tyler West would be the long kick option. He lowers his eyes, however, and once again, Favretto just comes in beautifully for Goodwood Saints. Read the play better than everyone else. Laid it off to Ollie Johnson. He kicks around the corner. Had a bit more time there, Ollie. Should have done a bit better with that. And Zach McKay intercepts.
McKay, the kick inside forward 50, through a couple of hands. Snap at the back of the pack.
Wow,
Has missed. Got excited for a sec. Thought that was going to be another Player of the Day nominee from the Tea Tree Gully side. Instead it's behind.
They've moved Josh Spence forward, I reckon, Phil. That was him.
Reckon that was Spence having a kick?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, they've got to do something, because at the moment, this has a 100-point win written all over it.
Yep.
Haven't seen St. Peter's and Rocks round 1 any blast. The games, the vision and the games have been, 3 or 4 goals at most.
Yeah. So Goodwood Saints came along now. Tea Tree Gully in good position. Oh, beautifully taken off hands from Goodwood Saints. Ended up with Mason Ellis. He can't get it out cleanly, so Tea Tree Gully back in here through Houston are a chance. Lay it off to Will Cansdell. He now gives it to Alex McKay. He's looking for a long option, but Holzbauer there. Now they're a chance, Tea Tree Gully. Got some numbers. Going to go around the corner. There's that man gone forward, Josh.
I think we've worked out why he plays in defence.
Yeah. would have been one where you would have said as a coach, and I guess that's the assistant coach that's made that move, he would have went, bang, I told you I've made the right move.
Yeah, and 2 seconds later, it's like, oh, okay.
Get him back to the back pocket.
Yeah.
Get him back, kicking in.
I mean, you could, to get the ball, have that open goal beckoning. Every forward's dream. It's going to sit with the Giddy Saints. They're back at the old scoreboard pocket. Decent crowd down here on the grandstand side today, where there's a shelter close if needed. From the half-forward flank, it's Spence. This time a beautiful little kick. Probably didn't have time to think about it, might have been the reason. Just snapped it forward to Jakey Robinson. And you're going to back him here, Jacko?
Well, I've just noticed something, Phil. Is it Josh Slape that went to South Adelaide for Goodwood Saints? Because there's a Josh Slape playing for Goodwood Saints today. That was him that kicked it in.
Okay.
So we've got 2 Slapes playing, Josh and Reese. So
maybe
we need
not
to find out
this week.
at half time what's happening there.
Well, I could.
Anyway, let's call what we've got, and that is a beautiful kick by Jake Robinson. Much needed goal for Tea Tree Gully. That is their first for the quarter, I think. Yep. And 13 minutes. 13 minutes gone. Good finish by Jakey Robinson there. He's a likely type. And I just see Tea Tree Gully now pushing Josh Spence back to the back line. Come on, boys, have a little bit more faith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he's going back behind the ball. That was a short-lived move. Alex?
What I'm going to do is, would he have played reserves for South?
Played league the first 3 games, I reckon.
Just looking up. Because
All
I can't get live lineups of these games once the game starts.
Okay.
But I can of the Sandful. So
Tyler West gone in the ruck now, giving away a lot of height against Goodwood Saints ruckman, and as a consequence, well, that was a very quick transfer of play. Favretto, I think, maybe that's finished with the goal, but have a look at the height difference. Tyler West giving away 7 or 8 inches in the old measurements against Tommy Carter, who at this stage hasn't come off of the ball, so he's done a power of work. The Goodwood Saints out to 9-3, Tea Tree Gully 3-2. This has danger written all over it at halfway through the second quarter. This could blow out to easily 10 or 12 goals. Tea Tree Gully got some soul searching.
By half-time?
Yeah, I'd like to see him swing some things around. Phil, try something a little bit different.
Just quickly, who was that last goal scorer? Sorry, mate, I was on a different spreadsheet.
I reckon it was Favretto that kicked the goal.
Thank you.
And Carter now has the free kick back in the centre. Once again, back inside the 50 for Goodwood Saints. Don't know how many forward 50 entries they've had, but it's ended up with Nick Burgess around the corner and then goes back onto his work. Made it really difficult for Angus Rana there, but he followed his work up nicely, Nick Burgess. And, well, they've got all the answers at the moment, haven't they, Goodwood Saints?
And I've got an answer too.
Good.
No Slape in either South's reserves or league side today against Westies.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to work out which one it was that went to South's. And it's disappointing that he's back at Goodwood
Did he play
Saints.
a league game?
Played the first 2 league games, if not 3.
You keep calling. I'll look that up.
I reckon it was, I'm going to say Reese was the one that went to... No, I'm going to say Josh.
Okay.
Here he is here coming off the ground. So maybe he's just coming back from injury, but I don't know why he wouldn't come back in the 2s, Reese Slape. Anyway.
Well, the South reserves lost, so maybe there'll be a spot for him next week.
Right, and that's another goal while I've been waffling on, folks. Is that another goal?
Let's have a look at the replay. Yep.
Let's see who kicked that in the end. But that is 10 goals, 13, and we are at the 16-minute mark. They've kicked 10 goals already, Goodwood Saints. They lead Tea Tree Gully, who are 3-2. It's a 7-goal margin. Alex McKay needs to find something here.
Now, your final call on the Slape that plays for South Adelaide?
I'm going to say Reese is the one, is it?
Winner, chicken dinner. Reese Slape played 3 games, 1 goal, averaging 9 possessions so far for the Panthers.
Right, so I know he got injured about round 4, so maybe he's coming back from an injury. Anyway, Tea Tree Gully, can they get it inside their forward 50? Well, no.
Just very quickly, our producer, Matt, has come to our salvation and tells us that was Kyle Kirk, number 4, who kicked the last goal.
Oh, Matty.
Great teamwork amongst the filming footy team.
Isn't he a beauty? Alejandro who?
Oh,
they're saying at
don't
home.
say that.
Alejandro Pien Dorse, the Italian stallion. So, a ball up. A ball in, I should say. Goodwood Saints again, first of the ball off the hand. Ollie Johnson it is. Tackled very, very strongly.
No, I'm not. I reckon that was almost the player's momentum with the ball.
Okay.
But
Shoemakers it was.
No free kick given. Umpire concurs.
Okay.
He was sort of falling back with the guy coming towards him, so trying to get out of the way. That was his own momentum, not the tackle.
It just can't get to the ball first.
No, and when they can, there's a Saints player right there.
Yeah.
We have another dilemma, Jacko. The food's arrived.
Yes.
I reckon you want to go first?
Yes.
And I'll call some
Oh,
footy.
how did you know?
Cool. There's a pecking order in these things. It's going to be the Goodwood Saints. They kick it downfield. A hungry Jacko you just don't want to have. There's Slape who's got the ball. Runner's got him. It's a wrap-up. 7.5 minutes gone. 43 points the lead to the Saints of Goodwood. Looking very good to be a co-league leader tonight. Based on our earlier score, possibly with St. Peter's. A team that the Goody Saints beat. We saw it live on Filming Footy at Saints earlier in the year. And the Goodwood Saints have just kept moving it forward. Eventually it spills metres out from goal. And Tommy Anderson has got his first for the day. Goodwood Saints have their 10th. They're 10-3. 11, my apologies. What have I missed? Okay, I've obviously missed a goal in there somewhere. Yeah, look, they are rolling. 49 points. Yeah, 11-3. Favoretto, that's who I missed. Okay, so 9 individual goal scorers. You really have 9 individual goal scorers in a half of footy, in a full game of footy, let alone a half. And this is a score I predicted to be sort of what we'd have in terms of goals by the full game. So we're back in the middle. Tea Tree Gully, a long way home, literally in the car afterwards, and right here in this football game. It's Dylan Schoenmakers with the high kick. And it's a Saints player there in Eddie Holt-Fanning who can take a good mark. We've seen a couple of those today. Out to Ollie Johnson, into the pocket, finds the target. It's Angus Rana, who's been probably... They've had some great forwards today, and he's right up there, and he's going to kick from 50 in front of the tennis club. No tennis this afternoon. Whatever was planned, duly washed out. And Rana is saying, I'm going to take the shot. I can do this from 50. Instead, it's all fake pass. Like it was planned. I'm not sure if it was or it was just a kick off the side of the boot. Cole Kirk, pay the man in front, has marked 15 metres out. His chance to get a second goal. Whatever Goodwood do, it cannot go wrong right now in this footy game. Kirk comes in, short distance, 20 metres out, kabang. And I reckon that's this quarter. Well, let's go down to Lambo to give myself a break.
Jacko and Phil, no injuries at the moment, but I'll tell you what, they're doing what they want at the moment, Goody Saints. Just nice and easy. Back to you, boys.
Thanks for that. Nice and easy. We'll get a Lambo's review of the barbecue very shortly. But yes, they've banged them on. I'm pretty sure they were 6-2 at quarter time. If that's the case, they've kicked 6 goals, 1 in the first 20 minutes of the second quarter. In theory, into the breeze. Another clearance. Another good pass. They work so well as a team, and they've got the marking forward. Just yelling sensationally. This is another forward. This is James Lakem. He's kicked 2. Oh, Will Clark. Okay, I've mistaken. I can't see my 5s from my 6s at the moment. Yep, you're right. I should be able to tell just on body shape, shouldn't I? And that was a nod from Jacko. Chewing furiously in the background. Giving us all sorts of sounds as he's enjoying the barbecue here. I do confess that all Div 1 games pretty much have a pretty good barbecue setup, but Goodwood's, like everything else, is right up there at the top of the class. As that kick is slightly wayward by Clark, it's a rare miss. In these conditions, they've kicked very well. 12 goals, 4. So they're kicking 75%. Tea Tree Gully, 3 goals, 2. We've hit time on, 21.5 minutes gone. Chance for Slape. Puts the boot into that. That's outside 50 into the square. Saints get hands on it, tackled. Umpire says my ball. Which is a good opportunity to hand over. Here with the barbecue review, you're with Sean Jackson.
Wow, wow indeed. That was fantastic chicken roll. One of the best in the business. Goodwood Saints. No better host. Isaac Houston has it in the middle. One of the rare forward entries for Tea Tree Gully. But once again, Louis Whitelock wheels onto the left. Gives it to James Lakem, who's been impressive. Now to Reese. Slape to Favretto. Back towards Lakem. Well, they're doing whatever they like, Goodwood Saints. It's almost like, well, it's embarrassing for Tea Tree Gully at the moment, I've got to say. If I was Alex McKay, I think I'd definitely be looking to put someone back behind the footy and just shore up the scoring for a couple of minutes, try and dry it up, because Goodwood Saints have all the answers. They're first to the footy. Jake Robinson has it now, centre half back. Not much in front of him. He's looking for Ryan Spittle. We've hardly called his name at all today, Ryan. He's been very quiet after kicking 5 last week. Hadn't had a lot of opportunities, I've got to say. I do like the match-up on him. Eddie Holt Fanning was in his first game. Big job for him. So ball up. This time, Tea Tree Gully get it. They push it back defensively. But look at this. Again, it's that Eddie Holt Fanning who ends up with the footy. Probably could have almost run inside the 50 and had a shot for goal, and you wonder whether the talk was clear enough for him. But geez, he's been impressive in his first game. Well, I keep saying his first game. Yes, definitely is his first game. So good start to his career. As I mentioned, he's matched up there on Ryan Spittle for a while, who's a terrific player. Ball in. Can they do another score here, Goodwood Saints? Tea Tree Gully good defensively this time around the corner. Louis Whitelock in best position for Goodwood Saints. He's pressured by Peter Personos, and as a consequence the ball goes out of bounds and we'll have a restart directly in front of our beautiful commentators box. We are behind the glass, so we don't quite get a sense of the atmosphere here today, but it's warm, the food's great, the company's even better, and the game, well, it's a 9-goal margin. Goodwood Saints, they have all the answers. Nice from McKay. The coach gives it to Houston, who's been busy. He kicks it long. This is where they've been poor. When the ball hits the ground, have a look again. Goodwood Saints just doing it easily when the ball hits the ground. Nice strong contest from both sides there. Here's a chance. Isaac Houston probably should get a free kick there. He does. He's barreled by Slape. Oh, and he's cannoned into by Spittle. And as I mentioned, they can't least afford to give away free kicks, and he has just turned the ball over right in front of the coach. And, I mean, I reckon you've got to say enough's enough, Macca. You can't have a turnover like that. It's all well and good flying the flag for your teammate, but he wasn't seriously hurt. And have a look at this. This is what's happened as a result. So really good learning lesson for the Tea Tree Gully boys there. No point arguing with the umpire because that was just a poor turnover. Lambo.
Yeah, silly tackle there from number 10 from Tea Tree Gully, hence all the way from the half-back flank, all the way down to score the goal. Shocking turnover. Well done.
What was really fascinating there, Jacko, Burgess kicked the goal, he ran back, and not a teammate went near him.
No. We are on Nick Burgess' watch. Folks, the most exciting thing that's happening today is, can Nick Burgess hurt one of his teammates?
Oh, no, there was one. Okay, there was one, and that was that was James Ridgeville.
Right, okay.
He took a pretty soft one.
Doesn't
quickly matter. Before Burgess could get worked up about it. Tell you what, I'm trying to think, Jack, in my years of where I've ever been looked after better than we are looked after by the Goodwood Saints Footy Club. Anyway, back to this game. It is All Saints. Ollie Johnson with the kick inside forward 50.
Oh, you finish your roll already?
I've had enough. I'll have a bit more at half time.
Discipline. I wish I had that discipline.
I don't have to demolish everything straight away.
Right, okay.
I like some.
Yes.
As the kick's out of bounds on the full. And again, it will be the Saints to repel.
Yeah, got all the answers, Goodwood Saints at the moment. Tea Tree Gully, I think you would drill it down as simple as this at half time, Alex. Get in front, because they are second to the ball constant. Oh, well, that was Will Clark flew for an absolute pearler there. Isaac Houston's had plenty of the ball for Tea Tree Gully. Gives it off to McKay. Now Shoemakers. Here's the chance for an overlap. Gives a good handball to Houston. It's this kick. He goes long, looking for West, and that is a terrific mark. Good footy from Tea Tree Gully.
That is their best passage of play by the length of the straight.
Yeah, Houston had a couple of nice touches in there. The coach, Alex McKay, and, you know, Tyler West is a terrific long kick target. So why would you bother mucking around with it if you're unsure? Put the ball into him. Have a look. He's a strong body. Very difficult to move off the line. If you can put it to his advantage, he's a good chance to mark it. And mark it he did. This is him for his second for the game, fourth for Tea Tree Gully. And he makes absolutely no mistake. I've got to say one thing about Tea Tree Gully. Even though they're getting smashed, have a look at the numbers around Tyler West there. You'd almost think it was his first game or his first goal. So we'll go back and have another look at that mark. Just a beautiful body position. Houston and McKay. And then it goes to Shoemakers. Back to Houston. Runs it well. Now the long kick in. And Tommy Lynch was in pretty good position. But Tyler West just, unfortunately for Tommy Lynch, read it best.
Defender's nightmare. The immovable object with a well-placed kick to a one-on-one contest. And the Tea Tree Gully have a purple patch. They've got a back-to-back inside 50s and a back-to-back inside mark to Peter Personos.
Have they kicked 2 goals in a row today?
No, they have not. No. They have not even got within a bull's roar. I think they allowed the first 3, then 2, then about 5, I reckon. But anyway.
A little bit of advice for Josh Hunt in the ruck too for Tea Tree Gully. He's standing a little bit too far off the contest. When it's mud like that, you've got to get in a bit closer so you can compete in the air.
You can kick longer than he looks, Peter Personos.
Beautiful.
Famous last words. That is just a metre short, and it's a behind, which will take Tea Tree Gully to 4 goals, 3, 27. Goodwood Saints 12-3 this quarter. Tea Tree Gully have kicked 2-2. Goody Saints 6-1.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see the ball in the right of screen, I've got to tell you. It hasn't been down there much at all. The people down that end of the ground have been, well, almost asleep.
You almost need those central supporters that used to go end to end every quarter.
Oh, Reece Lapes kicked that long. It's almost made the centre of the ground. Favoretto ends up with it, handballs, but only as far as Tea Tree Gully. Short kick to Alex McKay. Can he pick this up? Doesn't. Ball's look quite slippery. Does it intelligently. It comes back to Will Cansdell. He goes nicely, but a beautiful punch by Goodwood Saints' Slape. And on talk of Josh, he'd be rapt to have his brother playing back alongside him, I would have thought.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those mixed things where you take the positives out of it. Good to play with your brother at any sport.
Yeah.
And they would have been doing it well, maybe not in juniors, but certainly in things senior. Favoretto kicks into space. Now the race is on. Jaden Blank, Ollie Johnson. Blank's there first. There's 2 Goodwood Saints players there.
Did it well.
And he did well to force the neutral situation, but there's your work rate. There's always that extra Saints player around the ball.
So 2 sets of brothers playing for Goodwood Saints today, the Carters and the Slapes.
Well, community level football, a lot of families involved.
Have a look at this. 3 players, 4 players from Goodwood Saints and not one Tea Tree Gully player in
How
the
did
area.
that happen? You can see them all gathered around the 50-metre arc. They just wanted to spectate on that one. And look, to be honest, that was a gimme goal.
Yep.
Butchered by Goodwood. Hasn't been their best passage of play the last 5 minutes. They might be getting a little tired because they have played a sensational first half. That comes out to Tommy Lynch.
Reece Slape.
Oh, Reece Slape. What am I looking? Yeah, I'm looking one below. Sorry, Reece Slape. High kick to the hot spot. Uncontested. Tea Tree Gully defender fell down.
Well, they're falling down, aren't they, Tea Tree Gully? That's a sin. Will Clark be able to take a mark without any opposition?
You shouldn't be able to take an uncontested mark in that spot.
Not a 50-metre kick is allowed plenty of time for you to get
because
back
that's
and make
where,
a contest.
okay, on the boundary, fine, on a lead, sure, but that's where most kicks are going to go.
Yep.
And it's easy for players to get to in theory. Easy for me to say, I'm a long way up and I'm a lot drier. Halftime siren's gone.
Will Clark kicked a couple already, Phil? Well, he's kicked 1 at least.
Yep, 1-1 for the day. This to add some icing to the top of the cake. He delivers the Goodwood Saints' 13th goal
Look at the numbers
in a
around
half of football, and the whole team, but maybe the bench have gone around to pat him on the back. And that ends one of the more dominant half of footies, Jacko, that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that's clearly the best performance or the biggest gap between two sides I have seen this year in a competition that we keep saying has evened up. Obviously, the outs for Teatree Gully today are hurting them badly. No Breeden, no Tyson Breeden, no Matthew Stent, no Blake Penny. So just too many players out, obviously. And they've got some soul searching to do at half time. And this, once again, this is a learning curve for Alex McKay. It's his first year as a coach. He's a playing coach, which makes it harder again. So hopefully his support, and I know it is good on the sidelines. But yeah, they need to regroup at half time and have a bit of a chat, because what they've dished out in the first half, 14 goals for Goodwood Saints, Teatree Gully 4-4, just clearly wasn't good enough. Lambo?
Yeah, I agree, Jacko. And at ground level, I've said it a few times, they're just getting destroyed, no structure. Be interesting how many entries in their 50 line, Jacko, Teatree Gully, but it came out too early, too easy. And if you've got to pick a really a team at the moment who's going to go well in the finals this year, Goody Saints are right around the mark. They're playing some great footy.
They are indeed, Lambo. Well, that's the halftime score in front of your screen now. Of course, you're with John Jackson, Phil Hurd and Craig Lambert, part of your filming footy team. Another member of our team, Tony Neal, aka Travelling Tony, has been out and about, and he's gone to the Central Market.
Well folks, it's Wednesday morning and we're here in the Adelaide Central Markets and I'm with Ben O'Connell. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you very much for having me.
Mate, it's buzzing around the markets, of course. They're all coming to the butcher shop, O'Connell Meats, and it's a fantastic thing that you're doing. You're supporting the charity called the Little Heroes Foundation.
That's correct.
And mate, what is it that you're up to? We've got a great event coming up.
So I'll be riding some bikes for 24 hours in a gym on North Terrace. 42 North is one of our major sponsors. And there's 27 boys and girls riding along on the venture, over 6 bikes over the 24-hour period.
And people would look at this and go, 24 hours on an exercise bike, why would you be doing it?
Well, thinking about the little kids more than ourselves, and
Brilliant.
People going through other dilemmas in life other than what we've all got, and yeah, just push COVID aside and go for something different.
And how are you actually doing the bike ride? You're doing it in a gym, I understand?
Yeah, yep. So on exercise bikes, we've got 6 exercise bikes sponsored from St Peter's College, and we'll be riding on those exercise bikes for the 24 hours. Yeah.
And Ben, just tell us how the training's going, sir.
Very, very slow in between work and football life and trying to raise money for the association. It's very slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's other businesses out there that would love to jump on board and say, how can we support and how can we sponsor this? What can we do? There's 6 weeks to go.
Yeah.
How do they get in contact with you?
So they can either come and see me here at O'Connell Meats. I'm here 6 days a week, so they can come and see me, or I've got a website.
And once again, we'll put the details up because I reckon any organisation out there that wants to help such a worthy charity and foundation,
Sure.
jump on board because there's 6 weeks to go and get these guys going on the bikes, mate.
that'd be fantastic.
Sensational. The other thing we do need to thank you for is, mate, every week you support with 80 sausages, the 9 News campaign. When Tom Ring goes out, we visit the junior clubs. And you're supporting, and we've seen the sausages actually being made, so we know they're all fresh and being made right here, mate. So listen, thank you so much for joining us, Ben. Such a worthy foundation that you're raising money for. Fantastic job. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au. The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
And welcome back. We're live from the Goodwood Oval, where it is all the Saints at the moment. 14-4-88 to the Tea Tree Gully 4-3-27. A 61-point lead. Just quickly, thanks to Sip and Save. It's 1 hour delivery 7 days a week. Around the grounds, Prince Alfred needing a win against Brighton Bombers are ahead by 4 goals. 7-3-45, Brighton 3-3-21. Ross Trevor lead Old Ignatians at Karen Rolton 8-6-54 to 4-10-34. Top of the table clash as well, St Peter's 9-4-58, Port District 6-8-44, 14-point lead to the Saints. Lambo and Jacko, any quick thoughts before we start the third quarter?
Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to see, Lambo. I'd like to see some shake-up from Tea Tree Gully. I'd like to see them try a few things differently, whether that be positional-wise or whether that be structure-wise.
Jack, you asked me the question, did I see Macca put any players back behind playing? None at all. And also I'd like to see them a lot closer to their individual opponent, man on man. But at this stage, boys, it's just going to be a blowout. And all the best with your calling, Phil and Jacko.
Okay, thanks. We're back in the middle. Tea Tree Gully get first hands on that one. No one able to take it up cleanly, though. This looks pretty muddy and boggy in there. Ollie Johnson, who's been terrific in the first half, pushes it out. Now we see Ryan Spittle run onto this ball. He hacks it towards the boundary line. We'll have a restart, but much better start. Tea Tree Gully got first hands on the ball in the ruck contest, courtesy of Josh Hunt, who's giving away probably 20 kilos to Tommy Carter, but he's got some size about him, Josh. He's tall enough, but he can't be playing that boundary throw in from behind, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Anyway, Shoemakers gets it, hacks it forward. Tommy Lynch almost took a beauty, but Personos read it best. Didn't quite keep it on track, and now Goodwood Saints relieve the ball. They head towards Ollie Johnson. He can't take it. Ends up with McKay. Hacks it around the corner on the left foot. Nice mark. I think that's Jack Carter, is it?
Yep.
And no doubt he'll go looking for his brother.
Yeah, well, he's found a teammate, if not brother.
Tommy Lynch.
I guess they're brothers in a football kind of sense. Out in the northeast pocket. Yeah, some of the marking today. It has been wet. No rain during the course of the day, course of the game. But there certainly was some earlier, and the Saints are just working methodically out of their defensive 50. Scott Leasing has it. He kicks it towards the grandstand side. Coming in from the side was Reece Slate.
I think he's falconed himself, Phil.
I reckon he might have. Mason Ellis, you're right, Favrade, who's been in just about everything today. That pass to Showmakers, who tapped it on. Here's a chance for Tea Tree Gully. Oh, front and square was Robinson. The ball bounced right back. Attacking the ball well was Eddie Holt Fanning, and the Saints are away.
Yeah, they come through the middle of the ground now. Umpire's called play on. They've still got all the numbers though, but in the end, a push in the back goes the way of Tea Tree Gully, Jaden Blank. And he'll relieve the pressure for Tea Tree Gully right in the middle of the ground. He heads towards Tyler West, I would imagine. It's over the back though. Carter nicely hacked off by Personos. Tommy Lynch, good position. Can he hold his feet? He falls over. Once again though, Tyler West, a chance around the corner. The umpire has pulled. Is that a sling tackle?
Oh, okey-dokey.
Good heavens. I'm not sure.
You wouldn't mind seeing that Simon Black replay.
See if we can get a replay of that, Matty, because that is a bone of contention right through the clubs at the moment. We want to reduce the amount of sling tackles. And, sorry, I missed the replay. How'd it look?
That was more his. Well, the sling tackle, if it's the player with the momentum.
Get it again, Matty.
I mean, West was trying to snap it. So this time, keep eyes on the prize.
So here's the tackle. Yeah.
I mean, that's West doing the spinning.
Yeah, there's not much in that, but I guess anyway. He's kicked the goal, and that's Tea Tree Gully who get first blood in the second half. They'll be pleased about that. That's Tyler West's third from 5 goals. So certainly he is playing his part, and more than his part, in Tea Tree Gully's fortunes today. So I cast my eyes across the ground. I can't see a lot of structural changes from Tea Tree Gully. Up forward, you've still got Tyler West, Jake Robinson. I guess they're the two tall targets for them. Ryan Spittle's up there, Brody Latham, Personos.
It's man-on-man football.
Yep.
So the instruction has been beat your man. And right now it's in the bog pit in the middle. I mean, the oval's held up pretty well given the rain we've had, but that middle cricket pitch area, not the best. Another clearance. That's 2 in a row to the Gully. Zach McKay with that clearance. Saints should have some numbers, although now they're finding a lack of space, bit of a push. That's Favretto again, who's been absolutely everywhere. He's found a target in the
Skara.
Skara. He kicked a nice goal to get us underway early. Is it just me, or are the Saints playing a slower tempo in this third quarter than they were early on?
Well, you'd hope not.
There's a kick and a
Absolutely.
courageous
Good
mark. Dylan Showmakers. Clark was coming with some speed. Showmakers gets it onto Spittle, and the Gullies are off and running.
Great tackle by Mason Ellis there. Ends up putting enough pressure on Ryan Spittle that he turns the ball over. And Scott Blessing has it. He goes to the far side. Jack Carter, excuse me folks, struggling to shrug this cough off.
Need to get you a cough button.
Jack Carter with about mark number 6. Normally goes long down the line towards his brother. That is no exception. He hasn't had carry on the kick though.
How's that?
And Mason Ellis jumps in the middle, does it beautifully, lays it off. Just hasn't been able to get into the game, Angus Rana, consistently. He's been thereabouts. Here he is now, can he take it cleanly? Does, beautifully. Lays it off to Burgess. He goes around the corner. Tom Anderson. Well, it was so easy, it was almost ridiculous. Wasn't a real lack of pressure. I mean, how was Tom Anderson that much?
Because the Tea Gully defenders went to defend the goal line. Anderson was the first to realise it was going to fall short.
Right, okay.
And you get that. Okay, kicks up, we're going to get by the, try and thump it through.
Well, he can certainly
Just wasn't where the ball was going.
Yeah. Well, he can kick some goals. He kicked 5 last week. This is his second for today, and that is no problems for Tommy Anderson. He has split the high diddle. Watch this kick in the replay. So Rana does it beautifully with the handball out the back to Burgess. He kicks it quickly around the corner, and no one on Anderson, who was near the goal line without an opponent. You can see Joshua Spence looking back to say, who is on Tommy Anderson? We'll have a look. He's actually playing up on the wing. That's what he does do. He runs extremely hard. We saw him play back pocket a few weeks ago, and we saw him having shots on goal.
I reckon he hides with the people in the deck chairs on the far side.
Yep, he's one you've got to be wary of.
Back in the middle, a goal apiece to start the third quarter. Teacher Gully would take the even status. Problem is they start this half a long way behind, and they're going to get another clearance here.
Dylan Shoemaker's starting to come into the game.
He is. Ollie Johnson, though, was the first. Oh, there's a collision. Spittle and Johnson. Who's responsible for that? The umpire said, Spittle, you're free. From the edge of the centre square, into the pocket, through the hands of Tyler West, and out of bounds. Will be a throw in about 15 metres around from the Teacher Gully behind post. 6:45 gone. Sip and save scoreboard. Goodwood Saints leading by 61 points.
Yeah, so it's West up against Tommy Carter, which allows Jack Carter to go and sit in the goal square. So if it's a quick kick from Teacher Gully, it won't matter because Carter's there. Well, that is a good smother by Brodie Latham on Tommy Lynch. Results in a good bit of forward pressure from Teacher Gully, and this is what they want now. They want to be able to back behind the footy, man up one-on-one. So we cast our eyes back here. They look in pretty good position, though I've got to say, they are behind again. So the one instruction I would have been given at half-time is get in front. Goodwood Saints come out of the back lines too easily there. It's well sharked by Will Clark. He gets it on quickly. Angus Rana, I think, will be first there. He is, but so is also James Ridgewell.
Tell me what that could have been your Simon
Will
Black
Clark,
replay goal of the
he
day.
ran onto the ball beautifully, hasn't he?
What I like there was plan A, Rana, didn't work. And there was 2 other Goodwood Saints there for plans B and C.
Yeah, their forward line pressure today, when the ball's hit the ground, they have been first to the ball consistently, haven't they? Other than the first 5 minutes, I commented probably 5 minutes in the game that Teacher Gully and the back line were going well.
Yeah.
But since then, the conversion from forward 50 entries has been terrific for Goodwood Saints.
A lot of options, and they've used them all. And there's Spence, who's come forward a bit to take a high-flying mark. Everyone takes off. He looks to find an open player on the grandstand wing, which he does in McKay. McKay sort of was a bit slow to pick it up, waiting for the ball to come up to his height.
Well, he went one-handed, Phil. That was the problem. Initially, he went one-handed and wasn't able to take the ball cleanly.
And Nick Favretto was having none of that on his home deck.
Yep. Does it well that time, Alex. Gives it out to his brother, Zach, at Josh Slape. And did get a text message at halftime. Phil, we played the first 3 games in this year for South Adelaide's league side.
Which I reckon the Panthers all won. And since then they've been struggling, and we had a Note down the wire that Panthers reserves went down to Westies.
Get Reece Late back
And the
to South
league was
Adelaide.
trailing by half, so there's a message.
Oh, who's the recruiting officer at Goodwood Saints? You've got to give him some kudos. Or have they just opened up the checkbook, Phil? Well, it's all cash down here.
Well, that's Zach McKay. Oh, he did so well to run around the man on the mark, I think it was Rana. He got so excited, oh my God, this worked, that he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Oh, hello.
And a bit of byplay.
Favretto. Alex is not happy.
I think Lambo saw it all. Lambo?
Yeah, he can't hear us. Alex McKay's not happy, though, with something that was going on there. Favretto's just tapping him on the head.
Boys, just a bit of love making from both sides here, not much in it. So hence umpire got the second one, not the first one.
All right. Obviously different definitions to what I understand that to be.
Love making. Yeah, well, Lambo's got
usually
more.
don't have an umpire present.
He's got more moves than me, so far be it for me to tell him how to make love. Hewson long towards West. Can he take this cleanly? He can't. Nice. Is that Tommy Anderson in the back pocket there? It is. Good heavens. He's the everywhere man, isn't he?
Well, if he's playing on the wing, I guess that's fair.
I think he's swapped wings now. He's on the far wing. Or is he? Yeah, I reckon Holzbauer is now onto this wing. They're shuffling him around, Goodwood Saints, and they're keeping the commentators confused, if nothing else. Favretto, a chance to take it. He can't, but there's a free kick for too high.
See, the problem is, Jacko, you try and work out where they're positioned. I gave up about 5 years ago.
All right. Now a good mark by by Alex McKay there. Stood under a fair bit of pressure from Ollie Johnson, who's probably played the best game I've seen him play for Goodwood Saints today. So if you're a Goodwood Saints supporter and you're sitting watching this, now Ollie Johnson has got good pedigree, comes from a good family. They're all good sporting types. And he has had leather poisoning today, but unable to spoil that on that occasion. Alex McKay having a shot for goal. He's laid it to the top of the square deliberately, some would suggest. I don't know. Numbers are around the ball for Tea Tree Gully. Someone's
leg
on got a nasty injury out the far side. Looks like he's in a fair bit of pain. I think it might be Reece Slape, actually. Nope, it's not Slape. Who is it on the ground? Can you pick that?
Oh,
Phil?
he's got blue boots.
Yeah, it is. It's Reece Slape. Dear, I hope he's not too bad, because he's obviously hurt himself out at South Adelaide. He played the first 3 games, as we mentioned, in the league side.
A very lonely figure at the moment, and it's a wrist, I reckon.
Yeah, looks like a nasty. Although he's going to be good enough to take his kick. The umpire insists. I
shouldn't laugh.
It's a magic pill. The red leather is a magic pill. I give it to my kids when they tell me I've got the flu. I say, "Here, have the footy, son. You'll be all right."
Works
anyway,
in junior footy. I don't see it work so often like that in senior footy.
Teacher Gully now through Shoemakers around the corner. God, it just won't go away from him now, Reece Lave. Have a look at him. He was foxing. He should have been a soccer player. He's kicked it to...
Oh, no, he's still in a bit of pain. He marked that without
Anthony
showing
Scara.
anything.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he's legitimate. Scara, long, looking for Rana now. He's in good position. Needed to have a left-hand handball there. Just a tip for you, Angus Rana, if you're watching this on replay.
And finally, there's actually someone who's come up to Slape and just says, "You right, son?" And he's waves them off.
The trainers made their way out there. Yes.
Playing through the pain. If I was Coach Donaldson, I'd be making a change and let someone have a bit of a look.
Well, the game's in no danger.
I was about to say, the premiership points are pretty much in the bank. I mean, there's time enough for some miracle comeback.
They want to get top spot, though, Phil. They want to get top spot at the end of the round.
And the other game, St. Peter's and Port Districts, has closed up a fair bit. And if I get both final scores, Jacko, I'll be able to tell you by the end of the coverage who's top.
Okay. I've got to say, Tea Tree Gully a bit more combative around the ball, even though Shoemaker's got done holding the ball. Slate making his way to the pine now. Now, Ollie Johnson around the corner. Does that a lot, Ollie Johnson. I'd just like to see him straighten up and kick a drop punt. It doesn't matter, because Burgess gets that one around the corner. That is Nick Burgess's 3rd, I think, Phil. 4th. 4 goals to Nick Burgess, and he takes Goodwood out.
Check on Phil, number 15 coming off for Goody Saints, young Reece Slappy, so with his wrist. So I'll give you an update on his injury, mate. Okay, back to you, boys.
Yeah, I'll just correct that for the people at home. It's not Reece Slappy, it's Reece Slape, and he's number 13. 15 was the goal kicker, Nick Burgess. But
that.
That's the problem. Our boss only wants to pay peanuts, and you pay peanuts,
No,
you get
Lambo's
monkeys.
great.
Yeah.
Lambo comes to the fore. To back Lambo.
When?
He comes to the fore at the end of the game.
With the food.
He's the only one of the teams so far this year, and there's been a few that have tried to actually get the players together, herds them up for the interviews, which we'll be doing later on.
That's his strength.
That is the strength.
He's a man of the people, Craig Lambert.
We all bring our different strengths to this coverage, brought to you by Filming Footy. We're back in the middle. I have a feeling we're going to go through the full chapter of Jacko's joke book by the time this game's done, because the game itself, hey, look, it's entertaining. There is some good highlights, some lovely play.
In the back.
But as a contest, it is lacking just a little bit.
Yep, I like this kid, Kane Cornish. Haven't seen a lot of him, and I'd like to find out what his background is, but gee, he throws himself at the contest. This time the Tea Tree Gully ruckman, Josh Hunt, gets it. He handballs towards the boundary line. Now, Tea Tree Gully's Luke Hastings sits under the ball. Strong contest there. What's happened? The umpire's paid a free kick. Gee, there's been some free kicks today. I think this is Scott Blessing with the ball now, but free kick count's been extremely high. We've seen some lack of discipline from Tea Tree Gully. Oh!
Okay.
Angus Rana, if you don't mind. If he didn't take that nice mark in the first quarter, I would say that was mark of the day, but then just turns the ball over. And that fact, that probably was better than his mark in the first quarter.
It looked more spectacular.
Yeah. Mark of the day. We'll get a replay of that one for you, folks.
I mean, we don't
Angus
have a mark
Rana.
of the day. We don't have a goal of the day. We have a play of the day.
Yep.
We have a good one of each.
Yes.
So what do you do? Let's have a look. Thanks to our producer, Matt. He's going to bring us the replay. Maybe whilst the game continues, I'll call the game, and it's inside forward 50. Goody Saints have it off hands. We might have to come. Oh, there's the mark.
There's the mark.
Thankfully, no one's kicked a goal in the process. It's for Tea Tree Gully. They're clearing the ball.
We've got someone dead in the...
that is Kane Cornish.
Kane Cornish, yeah, he doesn't look good. There's a move. This is challenging Goodwood Saints training staff now.
Yeah. And it is 21 aside, so you've got an interchange bench of 3. Losing 1 is manageable. Losing 2 starts to become a little problematic.
They got up all okay.
Yeah, just a bit stung. Throw in front of the tennis club.
Just noticed it's Blake Penny doing the running today for Tea Tree Gully with his hand bandaged. The captain.
Personus trying to take on the entire Goody Saints defence, sends it forward only as far as Josh Slope gets the hand pass out to Carter. Kick towards Lackham, who's done very well as a defender more there. Holzbauer, and now the Saints are away into some space on the wing. Gullies have the numbers, but I'll tell you what, it's not. That's a well done play by the new guy in late, James Ridgewell, to take on 3 Gullies players and create the neutral throw-in.
Got a bit of toe there, took on Jack Asprey, who'll beat him to the ball. So some promising signs from Goodwood Saints. Their depth has been challenged a little bit today too, and they've all stood up, their young fellas. Scara, well, the umpire's pulled out a free kick to Carter. He now gives it back to the Scara, the left footer. He almost hits Lakeham on the chest by accident. Lakeham now plenty of time. Wheels onto his right, but all Tea Tree Gully. Dylan Shoemaker's having a very good quarter this quarter. Hits towards centre half forward. Louis Whitelock, the veteran there. Not getting his knees dirty today. Louis getting married in a couple of weeks. He left a kneel that day. He lays it off to Kane Cornish. Now we're inside 50 for Goodwood Saints. What can they do with this ball? Tommy Anderson around the corner. Searches for 22, James Ridgewell.
And his teammate's got a free.
Is it?
And a 25
and
for
25.
descent.
Gee whiz. Tea
That
Tree
can
Gully.
only be descent. Clark, I think.
Good. I think it's a good, Will Clark it is that's got the free kick and the 50 or 25, but well, they've got to go back and have a look at this Tea Tree Gully and just question the discipline, because far too many 25-metre penalties and 50 free kicks.
We'll go to Lambo as soon as we've had the shot on goal. Clark can't miss. Even I couldn't miss.
No,
He doesn't miss.
Yep.
Let's go to Lambo.
Jake on field just spoke to number 15, Reece Slapey from Goody Saints. His wrist is okay. It's getting bandaged up. He'll be back on in a minute. Back to you, boys.
He's number 13, Craig, not 15. 13. You're better than that. Yeah, you're better than that. Have a look at the back of his Guernsey. Get it right, mate. Come on, you're better than
I
that.
don't know what he said.
You know, you're better than that.
Okay, I think everyone's said their piece. What are we? Goody Saints, well, they did it before. They cracked the ton and had another go. We missed that. They are now 74 points, and as I mentioned, I reckon a 100-point win is on the cards here. If they do that, then our percentage will probably propel them to top spot tonight. And their run ahead, based on current form, is you couldn't have asked for a better run. I'll tell you that momentarily. Tea Tree Gully have it, and they found, here's Spence, the long shot. This looks pretty straight from outside 50. West battling hard with Carter. There's a battle of the big men.
Been a good duel today because Jack Carter's been good, but so has Tyler West. He's kicked 3, hasn't he, out of the 5? And, honours probably evenly split, I would suggest, Phil.
Yep. And I'm just going to wipe the football down. Of course, the Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation game between these two. So they've been playing for the last 3 or 4 years when they've been in the same division. We will have 2 medals to give out at game's end. We'll tell you a little bit more about that as the game progresses.
Yeah, Angus Rana has worked himself right up the ground to take that mark. Present nicely from the kick in. He does now kicks it long down the line looking for James Ridgewell, who's getting better as the game goes on. But who's that with the footy there? I think that's 26, Will Clark, who's been good too. Lively sort. Now he kicks towards... Nick Burgess almost took an absolute beauty, but Isaac Houston it is for Tea Tree Gully. Gets it. His slung tackle there. The umpires let it go. Around the corner and they go Goodwood Saints and Favretto. Very, very, very rarely plays a poor game, Nick. In fact, I've never seen him play a poor game. I think he won their best and fairest last year at Goodwood Saints, and he's been terrific again today. Probably challenged a little bit by Ollie Johnson. Challenge for Ollie Johnson is, can he be consistent across the 4 quarters and straighten up, kick a drop punt? Because watch Favretto kick this. Is this his first for the day, Phil?
He has one.
Keeps it low. Well, I'm not sure if he meant that, but... should have been marked. I reckon it was Will Clark.
It was.
Got some good initial acceleration, Will Clark. I like that about his game.
Well, either Will Clark has great anticipation skills.
Yeah.
Or that was actually planned.
Yeah.
Because he was on the lead pretty much from the moment that was kicked.
Yeah, I don't think he was within range, so I don't know if he needed to pass it off. But anyway, Joshua Spence. Oh, yeah, definitely come down the ground. He might be on the half back. Or the wing, but that was an absolute beauty. He now goes into the corridor, looking for Spittle. We know he can jump. There's a crack at it, doesn't take it. It's now Tea Tree Gully still got a chance here. The ball spills to the outside. Good heat from Goodwood Saints, and Tea Tree Gully are up to it on this occasion. Now they go towards full forward. Tyler West almost took it. But Tommy Lynch does enough for Goodwood Saints. The ball still spills out. And I like the fact the umpire let that play go for a little bit longer there and gave both sides a chance.
Yeah, the huge number of players around the ball. Tommy Carter, who loves nothing more than grabbing it and kicking it, couldn't do that. Oh, that to me is almost holding the ball even under the new rules.
I think he will play. No,
and he gets the kick away eventually. Only as far though as the Gullies. And there they're struggling. Houston got the kick away. Low worm burner has found a target.
Shoemakers.
And I mean, one thing you do have to do with as the gets a little darker here, you do have to look twice just to check whether that is a teammate or an opponent. On this occasion, it's Showmakers, who most of Tea Tree Gully goals, of which there have been 5, have been marked straight in front.
Oh dear.
That's a poor kick, barely a behind.
Oh dear. Is that a good quarter though, Dylan Shoemakers? That just blotted the copybook somewhat. But he certainly, I don't know if we got the hurry on from the coach at half time, but his third quarter has been very good. In saying that, Tea Tree Gully's still been outscored by 2 goals this quarter, as Goodwood Saints now come out of their D50. Have a look at this kick to Burgess. Well defended by Tea Tree Gully. They get first crack at it. Have a look, plenty of numbers from Goodwood Saints around this contest. They keep it alive, done well by Will Clark. He hits it forward to Rana. Now they've got space on the far side. This is Ollie Johnson's kick a drop punt, son. Don't kick it around the corner. He does. Look at the kick. Can it go over the top? It does. Slapes there. Josh Variety. Just well defended by Tea Tree Gully. Unfortunately, poor old Luke Hastings in his, second game. Not only has he copped concussion, not only has he copped stitches.
I mean, the worst thing about that bandage is at some point it's got to come off.
Yeah, he's copped a free kick. And I see there's another player down in the middle of the ground for Goodwood Saints. Might be Will Clark, actually. keep your eye on that one, Phil. But
Yep.
the ball is with Josh Slape, brother of Reese. He would say the better looking one. Oh dear, but not as good a kick.
It is Will Clark, and he's not great.
Yeah, and this is unfortunate because he's only a slight lad, but his footy today has been terrific. Really been impressed by the way he has thrown himself at the contest, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, Phil.
I assume I just missed a miss by Burgess there.
Yeah, a bad miss.
4 goals, 2 for the day. 24 minutes gone, third quarter.
So once again, something unusual here. Teacher Gully going, Goodwood Saints going man on man with a kick out. Don't see that too often anymore.
Long kick straight towards us here. And there's a nice...
Good mark by Josh Hunt.
He just stood there, put the arms up and said thank you very much. Trying to hand it off to Houston. Houston obliges now, goes with the kick across the centre square. What's the half-forward line? There's a Slape there in Reese. Spills, though, to Teacher Gully. They keep pushing it forward. Slape again gets in the way. Spills to Peter Personos, tries the clever low goal. That gives the chance for Jack Carter to get in the way.
He must have been a goalkeeper at one stage, Jack Carter. He's
he
always
moved it it was that sort of low shot.
Yeah.
At the top of the crossbar, but no goal. One behind conceded.
And a good mark taken there by Goodwood Saints, although the kick wasn't great. And Isaac Houston turns it over quickly. Once again, Carter gets in front of West beautifully. West follows his work up pretty well, though. Hard to tackle, big man like him. But Scott Blessing, who's been solid as a rock of Gibraltar back there today, wins it, but he kicks it out in the full. So,
boys, just quickly, Will Clark, number 26 for Goody Saints, off with a head injury, and Reese Slape is number 13, not number 15. I apologise for that before, boys. Back on.
well,
Looks like our carrier pigeons got to Lambo.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. He's always about 10 minutes behind the Lamb. Umpire, he's going to pay holding the ball there. And that's a free kick to Carter, Tom Variety. And the Adelaide Footy League, they'll also respond. They'll also reward the tackler.
Something I wasn't expecting to deal with, and that's the sun.
Yeah.
It's because it's reflecting off the glass.
What's your son doing here? Oh, the sun, sorry.
Yeah, the sun, not my son. All right, Houseborough from the half-back flank. They've worked it forward very near. They go, here's the run. They're 10 goals up and they're running beautifully. Josh Slape into some open space. Gullies have the numbers.
Anderson going forward.
But they have Burgess. They don't have Burgess, who gets the smother, breaks away. Under pressure, got the hand pass around. That deserved a Goody Saints goal. Not to be.
That Cornish, was it?
Not so sure about that.
Kyle Kirk.
You reckon you're right there.
Yeah. Yeah, deserved the goal. It was good by Burgess. Looks like Anderson's gone forward.
Here's his work here to get the ball. Good pressure from McCulloch to stop him getting a bit. He's still got the hand pass out.
Yeah. Missed by a long way in the end.
Yes.
Should have done better with that. Looks like Joshua Spence, he's still taking the kick. No, that's not him taking the kick-ins, so he definitely isn't on the full-back line.
Unless he had a haircut in the middle of the quarter.
Yeah. Look at that kick, though. It's a beauty. It's gone almost to the centre of the ground. Not the biggest oval, as we know, Goodwood Saints. That should have been a free kick to Teacher Gully. It was for legging. Player played on and then
They're
realised.
trying to get advantage, but Goodwood weren't giving it. That's pretty poor on all counts. Except Goodwood's just applying the pressure at every opportunity.
Yep. Tyler West has it now. What will he do? He handballs it out towards Luke Hastings. Takes his time. Just got to hit that kick, son. He did it nicely. Turned on your left foot and opened up that avenue for you. And that's what the good players do. They hit that kick and just finish off your good work. So good learning curve. The kid playing still in his first couple of games for Teacher Gully. He's showed some good signs today. So ball spills forward. Tyler West again at this contest.
At least he missed on the correct side for the throw-in as opposed to the wrong side. That would have been a turnover. I'm looking for any positives I can find for Teacher Gully.
Yes,
okay?
yes. Well, it's, I was going to say that maybe they won the quarter, but they've in fact lost the quarter. So that'd be one of the things as a coach, Alex McKay would be saying to his players at three-quarter time. Look, we're 17-7, Goodwood to us 5-4. We trail, I should say, by 12 goals, 3. What are we going to get out of today? We're not going to win this game. What are we going to get? Well, what we've got to get is try and win one quarter, hang our hat on something. Much better effort that quarter, no question. They only outscored by 2 goals, being 10 down at half time. So clearly their best quarter for the game. They were better around the ball, had a lift in intensity by blokes like Dylan Shoemaker. Ryan Spittle looked like he came out to play that quarter. The big fellow at West was giving them a target up forward. Defensively, they were quite sound. You know, the challenge now is, can they run the game out and win the last quarter?
3/4 time here at Goodwood. It's the Saints by 73. Back after the break.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Welcome back. 3/4 time here at Goodwood. Thanks to Sip and Save. Let's go around the Buddy Bet Division 1. But first, we'll go to Lambo.
Boys, three-quarter time here, 75 points up. Goody Saints went over to Tea Tree Gully at 3/4 time, and it was just like watching paint dry.
Ooh.
Quiet, boring, and that's how they played their footy today. Goody Saints are going to go on with it, and I reckon they're going to win by 100 points plus. Tea Tree Gully got a lot of soul searching. Can they win a game of footy? Not today, but they might win a quarter. Let's see what happens. Back to you, boys.
Well, that was probably as good as an address as he's given. Quaig Lambert goes whack.
He did go whack. That was in the Sean Jacko whacking category, that one. Final quarter, I'll give you some scores around the ground shortly, but you're with Jacko Jackson.
Right. Oh, you look a little bit lost there, Josh Hunt in the ruck, but he ends up with the tap. Goes forward in Tea Tree Gully's direction. No one able to pick the ball. Be a bit sloppy now, I would imagine, after going through the 3 quarters. Hopefully they change the ball at 3/4 time. Yes. We'll have a ball up just outside 50. Tea Tree Gully going forward. Let's have a look at Josh Hunt again in the ruck. Does it nicely. Favretto takes it, pushes it forward. Ball bounces straight back towards him. No one able to affect anything, and the umpire says, "Oh, give me a go." If I was picking best on ground, we'll chat about that in probably another 10 minutes. That's nice by Josh Hunt. He hits it forward. Both sides having trouble getting it out into space, although this time Holzbauer does it for Goodwood Saints. Nicely taken by James Ridgewell, as mentioned a couple of times now, I've liked his game, and Kyle Kirk's. Yes, Phil?
That's the I was about to say, give me the call because it went out of bounds, except it didn't. Sorry, Jacko. Went to Ollie Johnson. He goes bang to the hot spot. Arms go up. Who stays down? I reckon someone got a push in the back there, but not paid, which gives me a quick chance to give you some scores around the Buddy Bet Division 1. The non-important games, Ross Trevor, Old Ignatians, yes, it's important, by 11 points. Prince Alfred, 41-point leaders over Brighton, battle between 8th and 9th. And Jacko, we've got a Goodwood's free kick amongst that before he takes the shot. St. Peter's, the leading Port District, battle between 1st and 2nd by 17 points. This is 3rd and 4th. If that holds, Goody Saints, St. Peter's will be the top 2 tonight.
Yeah, it's becoming physical, high standard game as the mail I'm getting, and Gray is doing some damage for Port Districts. As is Burgess for Goodwood Saints, because that is his 5th, is it, Phil?
Switching seamlessly, yeah, 5 goals too I've got for Nick Burgess.
Yeah, he's just got under the radar, hasn't he, Nick Burgess?
He and Favoretto, I reckon, would be my 2 for Goodwood's best. I mean, 5 goals, and he set up a couple as well.
Yeah, 5 from 18. There was a bit of conjecture about whether Buddy Franklin wins the medal.
And he hasn't injured anybody yet. That's important.
5 from 16, Buddy, and won the medal last night, and 3 of those were free kicks. So certainly Nick Burgess is in contention to win what is a beautiful medal presented in honour of a great man, David Baker, who was an assistant coach at Goodwood Saints back in the 90s, an ex-Port Magpies player for many a year.
We're back in the middle. That's a little tiny tap to Josh Hart, who's the hasn't had a lot of those today. Spills Favoretto again. He'll do something with this. Puts it to the hot spot. Through some hands. Big bump delivered by Rana. Ball still hot footy to get. Waiting for it is Larkin. He's met by Hewson, who'd probably be up there for maybe, if I was giving a vote for Tea Tree Gully's best, possibly Hewson.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. He's had a lot of the ball and been consistent right from the start of the game when he's not had a lot of teammates.
It's probably going to be these medals down to who can provide the 4-quarter effort. And of course, we've got 1 to go. This is spilled out the back of the pack. It comes to Robinson. He heads for the forward 50 arc. There's Slate back in the middle, back in the game. Probably glad that, probably wished he wasn't after getting ragdolled there. Here's Burgess again. Oh, Anderson, sorry. He's lost him. What a combination those two are, Burgess and Anderson, in any team. As that one ain't coming out, it's going to be a ball up just the Goody Saints side of the centre wing. 3 minutes gone, it's all the Saints.
It is all the Saints, Phil. They've scored the 1 goal for the quarter, is that right? I got that right? 17-5 at 3-quarter time?
Yep, you got it.
And will they go forward again? Ollie Johnson, he's had plenty of the ball. Gives it the man you're talking about, Isaac Hewson. Umpire again has paid a free kick. Who's it this time? Hewson. Gee, I reckon he's won a few frees today. And Mason Ellis on the mark. Unsure about that. Just put your hands up, Mason, on the mark.
But not in the way to be ruled dissent.
Your hands up in the air. Force the player to go back further with a kick. They play on Tea Tree Gully. Now Max Joseph switches the play nicely. They'll come back to Hewson. He looks forward. Kicks it nicely to Ryan Spittle, whose second half's been much better than his first. Looks inboard to the coach. He can't see the ball because of the sun. Slate can. He follows his work up though. Macca, Spittle. Now Shoemakers and a free kick again. This time Ryan Spittle. Advantage paid. Dylan Shoemaker quickly towards West. Can't take it. Although he's back on it again like a chip at a barbecue or something like that.
Ball spills seagull out. On a
seagull on a chip is what I was looking for. Yeah, not even at a barbecue. Any time a seagull will have a chip. So all in all, that was a pretty poor description, Phil. But it is.
Those players you see running behind the pack are from the inclusive league team. It's going to be Goodwood and Tea Tree Gully there. To be followed 6:45, I think, by the women. So
big day.
This is what it's all about. Community football. And the wonderful thing there is anybody can play.
No one does it better than the Goodwood Saints Footy Club in terms of... Oh, we'll go to Craig Lambert.
Boys, Will Clark's back on from Goodwood Saints from his head injury. He's okay, all right?
All right, that's good to hear.
Thank you, Lambo.
He was very good up until he came off, Will Clark.
Tea Tree Gully, it's in their forward 50. They've scored 5 goals all game. Goodwood Saints have scored 116 and Tea Tree Gully's average of being the worst defence in the comp is going to take a bit of a hammering, as well as their percentage, which in the tightness of this competition thus far might be problematic at game's end. They certainly like to keep it to around the 10-goal mark rather than triple figures.
Great kick from Jack
How
Carter.
good's that? And look, there's the run.
Kyle
The
Kirk.
mark, the run, and if he'd have spilt that, he would have picked it up on the crumb as well. It's almost like they're working as tandems.
Yeah, nice kick from Carter to Kyle Kirk, who gave it to Scott Blessing. He just couldn't quite finish with his kick, but nice transfer of play. 1 second, we are deep in Tea Tree Gully's attack, and then the blink of an eye, we are inside the 50 for Goodwood Saints. Can they get another one here? Tom Carter. Tea Tree Gully got the answers. They've picked their work rate up around the ball this half. Just going towards the coach, Alex McKay. Watch for the speed of Holzbauer here. Brodie Latham does it well for Tea Tree Gully, and another free kick this time for a throw. I didn't see that myself. Holzbauer gets it, gives it to Louis Whitelock. Onto the left. Looking for Angus, big Angus Rana. Can't take it, but I think Goodwood Saints will be happy with Angus Rana's game today. It's as good as I've seen him present in the games I've seen him play, and I think they will just get better and better with a bit of confidence.
They're looking good. It is round 8, and there's another 10 games of these before we even start the final series. So, but if you're a Goody Saints fan, you probably would have been a bit surprised when they lost to Old Nations
how
earlier
good was
in
that
the year.
from Isaac Hewson?
That was just brilliant play. Deserved something better. Didn't get it because it's gone straight down the throat of Tom Lynch, who shows a bit of dash. Finds Kirk on the outside. The work rate of the Goody Saints is very impressive. Josh Slape has it. Just like that, the long kick to the back of the pack. Who's there? Don't tell me this is Lynch. No, it's Clark.
Clark, yep.
Who
He's
had
missed a sitter.
an unmissable goal that he managed to miss. You can put it down to the head knock
Yeah,
earlier.
concussion. Shouldn't, good club wouldn't let him back on the ground, but Goodwood Saints, obviously, aren't a good
3 goals, 2. 3 goals, 2 for the day. Good return.
He's obviously cleared. Okay, Will Clark. And I mentioned a few times there's a few of those Goodwood Saints boys that haven't heard a lot about. Will Clark, Kyle Kirk, Kane Cornish, love all their games. And Ollie Johnson, this is the best I have seen him play. He's definitely vying with Favretto. Beautiful kick. Hit up big Tommy Carter, I think it is, forward.
Oh, he likes nothing more than having a shot on
Yeah,
goal, Tommy Carter.
He loves it. So, yeah, for me, Ollie Johnson versus Favretto, it will be a toss-up at this stage. We are 8 minutes in. I'm going to go, it's Johnson's to lose. Phil, who have you?
I tend to play a little bit more into what they do at the start than later when the game is over.
Yep.
This one's been over for a while, so I'm going to say Favretto.
Yeah, Johnson was good early, though. But Carter, it is now. Big Tommy variety. Keeps it right.
Let's agree to disagree and have something to have a contest over.
Oh, I think Favretto gives you better value for touches. So Ollie Johnson's probably got to go 2 for 1 with Favretto because, you know, he always uses the ball well, Favretto. And has kicked 2, has he?
Favretto has kicked 1.
1. Here he is now in a one-on-one contest. Does it well. Slape, Reese variety. Geez, they'd be happy to have him back. Kicks it long, the forward.
Friendly fire.
Wow, they compete pretty hardly against each other there, Goodwood Saints, which is good to see. Still throwing themselves willingly at the contest. Tea Tree Gully now slap it forward. It's Tyler Martin who gets the ball on quickly. Long down the line. Slape's in best position. Beautifully protected there by Scott Blessing.
How can there be 2-on-1 Goodwood and then there's an open player 20 metres away?
Angus Rana has gone in the ruck, which has allowed Tommy Carter. Got a nice big kick on him, Angus, there. And he's kicked it towards Tommy Carter, who was in really no position to mark that ball. But just the size difference. And that's what happens when you have a few injuries. Tea Tree Gully forced to play, Jaden Blank up against Tommy Carter. So this time Tommy Carter, has he learnt from the last kick? He hasn't. He's left it right again.
Tommy. Yeah, look. You see these teams as we travel around the league and you begin to have favourite players at each club. And Tommy Carter is mine for Goodwood Saints.
Okay.
Hewson probably mine for Tea Tree Gully. I haven't
Right.
seen them as much. Oh, Peter Personis, possibly.
Percy, haven't seen a lot of Percy
No.
today.
I remember calling him. He was in fine form the day they won their first ever Div 1 grand final.
Right.
back in 2018.
He was indeed, yes. 2018. Bailey Gow now. He goes long, looking for Robinson. Gee, Slape throws himself at the front of that pack with
There he
some
is.
courage. Here it is, Tyler West versus Jack Carter. He gives it to Josh Slape. He goes out the far side.
The sheer numbers.
Yep, the lack of pressure there from Teacher Gully in the front half of the ground's been poor. Whitelock handballs to James Lakeham, to Ellis, to Favretto, to Lakeham. How far he lets him go. Lakeham forward. Carter hits it forward. Teacher Gully got the answers this occasion, however. Riley McCulloch. He's given it straight to Favretto. He's earning a medal the way he's going. Carter! Tommy Carter.
What a luxury to just throw him forward when you need. All he's got to do is kick straight.
Well, how do you want to be that poor old Teacher Gully defender? I think it's Jordan Personos there. He would have thought, just had a break from Angus Run, and then they bring Tommy Carter on to me, another 20 kilos.
Yeah, it's like going up a belt size in boxing.
Yep. He's learnt from his last 2 kicks, Tommy, so he's had the last 3 shots on goal for Goodwood Saints. Kicked 2 points to begin with by pushing them to the right. He learnt from them, kicked it right, and as you mentioned, Phil, and rightly, what a luxury. Craig
Jacko and
Levitt.
Phil, when you're 88 points down, and you look at it in the year and you miss out the 5 by percentage, you want to be a bit more defensive as a coach, I reckon. That's my call.
Oh, Lambo's critiquing the Teacher Gully coaching setup now, and
It's still mano on mano. We don't have the 6-6 rule, 6-6-6 rule here, do we? It wasn't
No, we
introduced
don't.
while I was away for the week.
oh, look, I've got to agree with Craig. There's been a real lack of anything to change at all. And, you know, as a coaching group, it's hard when you're Alex McKay. He's a playing coach. These are all things that you've got to be learnt during the week. It's the what-if scenario. So what if Goodwood get on a run? What are we going to do? We're going to play a spare. Who's it going to be? How are we going to who are we pinching the spare from? All that sort of. But we've just had the same old, really.
They played 5 good minutes before half-time and 5 even minutes to start the game. Everything else has been all Goodwood Saints. They go inside forward 50 again. Who's the extra player? It's a Saints player, but in the process, a free kick's been given away, and Westy's going to have a shot. He's the one-man band going for 4th.
Yeah, and the important point Craig makes there, and one which we just can't gloss over, is percentage.
Yeah.
It's an even competition. Percentage is going to be important. So, yeah, Teacher Gully can't win the game. Yeah, they could continue to play their own structure, their own positions. But if it ends up with a 15-goal loss, that's detrimental to your percentage.
And the theory is, the longer the season goes, it gets wetter. Scores, in theory, get lower. The chance for blowouts become less.
Yep. Tyler West, though, he's done his bit today. There's no doubt about that. That's 4 for the day, Phil.
Yep.
So, you know, he would certainly be in contention. If you're talking about man of the match for Teacher Gully, he has done his bit. In saying that, Jack Carter has been pretty good. It's been a great duel to watch, actually. Carter seems to have taken a lot of marks in the back half, unopposed to West. But when they've competed one-on-one, he's held his own, West, hasn't he?
Yeah, when they do the post-game presentations, the Wolves, and if Westy's name's not near the top of the list, then we've seen a different football game than what the coaches have.
Yeah, it's West and Houston for Teacher Gully, and then Daylight, I reckon, for 3rd.
Wouldn't be too disagreeable with that, Jacko. What are we heading to? An 82-point lead, so they're keeping it under a ton at the moment. And it's a Teacher Gully ball. Houston again, that's a high kick. West underneath it. He almost took the arms out of Slape in the process. Umpire either didn't see it or had a better view than us.
He tends to go forward a little bit and then reach back with one hand, Tyler West. There's a bit of that. He's not overly tall.
He forgot that they've got this one goal breeze.
Here he is.
Beautiful. Rover work. Did everything except get the kick away.
So, Goodwood Saints, now they come out, relieve the pressure. Down the line, Big Carter. Done it well since he's gone forward. Hits it in the direction of Will Clark. He can't keep it inboard. But a nice attempt by Tommy Carter. Will Clark, as we mentioned, good to see him back out on the ground. So the questions, I guess, at this stage are, 1, can Goodwood Saints get to 20 goals? We think there's enough time for that. And 2, can they breach the 100-point margin, which is always a sign of a massive victory?
Yeah, it's looking a little bit less likely. They need about another 4 goals to do that.
Will
Clark from the side. Burgess had position, neither could take the mark. It spills out to McCulloch, can't miss him. And he handballs it forward out of bounds in front of it. The mural, I assume that's the outhouse there for the tennis club. That little green
I'm
building.
not sure.
Either that or some sheltered.
Good mural, though.
Beautiful mural.
Took you a while to do that, Phil?
No, mate. No, I'm a talker, not a drawer.
Right, okay. Tea Tree Gully. Houston again. Gee, he's evasive. There's no question about that. He goes to Shoemakers. He looks inside the corridor. Good look. Ends up finding Jack Asprey. What will he do? He sizes up his options. He understands 16 and a half minutes gone. Goes back to Bailey Gow. Now he comes this side to Jaden Blank. Will he lower his eyes? He does. And hits up nicely Max Joseph. He looks inside the corridor. This is a nice passage of play by Tea Tree Gully. Brody Latham. Nice short footy. Oh, he kicks it into the man on the mark. One of the cardinal sins of footy. Makes it very easy for Tommy Lynch. Now Goodwood Saints go forward.
Tommy
Kyle
Lynch, he's like grown an extra foot there.
Yeah, but look at this.
Oh,
Have a look at this tackle. It's one of the funniest things I've seen. Will he drop him? He does.
I was about to say, I reckon Burgess just thought about it, then realised, no, we had the memo about dangerous tackles during the week.
Nick Burgess battering Ram. Do not be high-fived by Nick Burgess.
Yes.
Do not stand anywhere near Nick Burgess after he
Ooh,
kicks a goal.
holding the ball and all of that.
Favretto.
Just thank
To
you very
Johnson.
much.
Does he know he's vying Johnson for BOG?
They're doing the team thing.
Oh, Clark. Good mark. Good pair of hands, hasn't he? Nice.
Yeah.
He's the Ryan Spittle for Goodwood Saints. That's how
Okay.
Ryan Spittle normally plays.
Let's
Lambo
go.
trying to get us, is it? He's looking at the Tea Tree Gully box. He looks a little bit confused as Craig Lambert, but that wouldn't be the first time. Well,
Clark
Flies.
going for his 4th.
Clark, we're worried about his head knock in the 3rd quarter. He's come back on, the kid. There's a lot to like about this young lad. He'll challenge for a chance for a spot in the halfway mark of the year. Halfway team of the year. Will Clark for 4. No problems whatsoever. And Goodwood Saints now achieve what? Was that 20 or 21? The scoreboard's just flicked over to 21 from 19.
I reckon they've jumped 2.
Now it's 22.
22.
Craig Lambert.
Boys, number 2 for Goody Saints, Kane Cornish, just having a break. He's got a bit of leg cramp, okay?
Cornish
and I think
passed
at this stage he could be Simon Black's Academy Player today.
Right, okay. He's known as the pasty around Goodwood Saints, Kane Cornish.
Fair enough.
So that scoreboard now says 18 for Goodwood Saints. I'm confused.
There we
Now-
go. Stop.
Now 19, now 20. Now what is it? I'm pretty sure it's
It's
20.
like me doing the remote when you're trying to find the channel.
Yep.
You
So,
keep going up and you go over.
so the challenge is
There we
12
go.
points more at Goodwood Saints. So there's 2 more goals to
Yeah.
get that 100-point margin. And we are 19 minutes gone. Are you backing him in, Phil?
Where are we? Yeah, 2 goals in time on. Yep.
Okay, here we go, in the middle.
And we are. No one took the ruck tap there. Clark comes in and lays a tackle on Tyler. It will be Tea Tree Gully with the clearance. Lynch couldn't get to that one. Personus could. Edge of the centre square. Gully's won a goal to keep the 100-point margin off. We're looking for West. Carter lost it. West was held for mine.
Yeah,
And there was a mad scramble on the goal line. It's a behind.
I'm with you. He
Could
could've
it
got
be could it be a big behind because they now need 13 points for the ton
big
as
Tommy
opposed
Carter
to 12?
He came off and looking a bit worse for wear.
Yeah, well, he's going to have the ball now, make him feel better. Probably not a good idea to drop
Yeah,
it
the-
just as you're about to kick it.
He's having a chat to the duck. He's in the grandstand, and I think duck's saying, "Back it up, Tommy."
Alrighty, we're on the 50-metre arc by that good-looking scoreboard. If you're a Goody Saints fan, again, they work it well. This is a Whitelock through to Johnson.
Around the corner again, Ollie Johnson. I'll give you
Is
this,
that his nickname, around the corner, Ollie Johnson?
Lukey Donaldson. When you watch this replay, just have a look at that, Ollie Johnson. The amount of time he kicks the ball around the corner when he could straighten up and kick a drop punt.
Ah, okay.
Something I've.
Can take some points
Noticed.
off him for that
Yep.
in the voting.
Well, I'm thinking that's the difference between him and Favretto.
Okay.
Favretto knows the time he's got. whereas Ollie looks like he's always keen to get the ball on quick. But, you know, I take nothing away from his game in terms of how much footy he's earned today. He would have had 35 plus, I reckon.
The throw in a little bit wayward. Good to see Hastings still going in hard. Found a teammate, it's one of the Mackays. Personus against Whitelock, a little bit of a height mismatch. Personus kept his feet, almost kicked in danger with West. Personus kicks up, kicks around the body. And there's your highlight of the day for Tea Tree Gully. My man, Peter Personus, Pistols delivers a late shot.
Never looked like missing, did he? When the ball hit the ground and he wheeled onto his left foot, you knew this was going to go through. He knows where the goals are, Peter Personus. There's no doubt about that. As Goodwood Saints' little James Lakeham heads to the Pine for a well-earned rest and brings Kane Cornish back onto the ground.
You will note, as soon as I said that I think Goodwood Saints can win by 100,
Yep.
it's been totally and utterly in Tea Tree Gully's half of the
Yes,
field.
indeed. 2010's been good, accurate kicking by Goodwood Saints today. That's a 66.6 recurring accuracy rate. Tea Tree Gully, on the other hand, at 50%, 7-7. Is it had any impact at all on the game today, Phil?
Tony Neal, he loves his scoring shots. It's 30 to 14. I don't think so.
The Cowboy. Tea Tree Gully through Dylan Shoemakers. Heads to the half-forward line. I reckon that might be Will Cansdell. They're going for the footy, is it? The acting captain, it was.
Yep. If you have
gone forward.
16 more scoring shots, you would win by about 55 points if the accuracy was the same.
Right, okay.
So a little bit of that is their good kicking, the bigger margin.
Mathematical. Favretto to Lynch to Slape. Will become a familiar name. So he copped one in his right ear. Gee, he's copped a few today in his head and his wrist. If this keeps up, he might be saying, I'll tell you what, I might venture back to South Adelaide. It wasn't that bad down there. And in fact,
blood rule.
Yeah, the umpire said you can head back to South Adelaide now if you like, Reece. You're off with the blood rule.
23 minutes. He may not get back on the paddock before game's end.
No.
And he's probably saying, yeah, that's fine by me.
Not sure where he's bleeding from, but anyway, that'll probably do him for the day, as you mentioned. Boundary throw-in. Tea Tree Gully hit it forward. Ellis first there. Well corralled by Lukey Hastings, who copped one himself in the head earlier on in the game. Shoemakers comes over the top, then ends up roving his own ball. He's still in there fighting Shoemakers, along with Jakey Robinson. But in the end, guess who? Favretto or Johnson will end up with the ball. It's Favretto, gives it to the umpire.
Thank goodness they look different and wear different numbers as well.
Favretto, no, Lakeham. McKay, Tea Tree Gully. Well, players still throwing themselves in. Isaac Hewson, he's been able to find space every time he's gone near the ball, Isaac Hewson. I'll give him that, he's been good at that. Zach McKay. Dangerous handball to Hewson. Can he get out of trouble here? He does. Gives it back to McKay. He gives it to Jaden Blank towards Alex McKay. He'll hit through the ball. You know that about Alex. Louis Whitelock comes charging out like a goalkeeper from soccer. Unfortunately misses the ball with a big left foot. Ball still going. And the umpire's actually let this play go, which is terrific to see. Now around the corner, Daniel Uglasic. His name
I haven't had the challenge of calling that name at all today.
I got that right, Daniel and Mr.
You
and
reckon
Mrs.
Uglasic is how I do it? Uglasic, yeah.
Might be Uglasic. We'll get Lambo to give us clarification.
Alrighty, well, those last couple of minutes are not pretty, but I think you're right. I mean, Tea Tree Gully haven't thrown in the towel.
No.
And they're still battling, but they've been outclassed, maybe outcoached. I only say that because I'm not sure if Tea Tree Gully have made I've observed a lot of changes, and you've caught a fair bit at least to throw someone back, and that hasn't occurred all day.
Oh, well, there's been no change structurally.
Yeah. Spence going forward and then back pretty quickly is the only one we've picked up on.
Yeah, maybe Cansdell's gone forward, who started the game back, but nothing of any significance. But more importantly, you know, if you're getting beat around the restarts, do you run with a 5-man forward line and push an extra number around the ball? I haven't seen that. That to me would have been a logical move. That or play someone extra back, one or the other.
Yeah.
But don't get caught in a man-on-man game, because man-on-man, Goodwood Saints have been too good, Phil.
Well, that man-on-man is great if you're winning.
Yeah.
It's not great if you're losing.
Correct.
Anyway, it's a bit of a fumbleitis.
Good
Chance for
handball.
Halsborough. Let's see him with a turn of pace. Yep, I was expecting that sometime today. There it is. He's found the target as well in Clark, who's been really good.
Is this for 5, Phil?
This would be for 5. I wanted to tell you the road ahead for both clubs. It looks pretty good for Goodwood. They're going to go against the 8th, 9th and 10th club in the next 3 weeks. At Princes Park 9, there's going to be a bigger, tighter game than the ladder indicates. Then they host the Bombers here, and then they travel to Payneham, who are not the same side this year as they were last, a team that knocked Goodwood out of the race in the prelim final.
Right.
Give you Tea Tree Gully's road ahead in a sec. Clark from 45.
Oh, beautiful.
Looks good off the boot. Oh! It's coursed straight into the right post. Denied the 5 at the death knell. Tea Tree Gully pretty quickly whilst they find the footy. They host Payneham Norwood Union. Will be there for that. And then on the road, Old Ignatians and Port District. If there's a trouble with Tea Tree Gully, they've played 6 of their first 9 at home. That means only 3 of their last 9 at Pertaringa.
Yep, big Tommy Lynch sets himself for that one, but Jakey Robinson did well to bring it to ground. That was well taken by Ollie Johnson. Still fighting it out, Ollie. Certainly hasn't given it away. He wants that medal from Favretto. Favretto hits the tap, though. Hits it to Johnson. Now Favretto runs onto the ball. Ryan Spittle is there, keeps it alive. Can he take it cleanly? Lakin. Favretto for the medal. Around the corner. Just missed the medal there, I would have thought, Phil.
Well, they've just been grabbed, so they might have already been decided.
Right,
Possibly.
okay.
I mean, it's been 27-minute mark of the final quarter in a game whose result has been locked away for some time.
Goodwood Saints should go top of the ladder, Phil, you think,
I'll
after this?
promise if I get a Saints Port score, which we have a good chance of doing, I'll give you the percentages before we finish.
They pick Goodwood Saints pre-season to be on top of the ladder, Phil.
I didn't do a prediction this year.
No,
I feel
know.
absolutely no pressure whatsoever on these things.
Yeah, well, I was under pressure to pick it, so
You are a designated expert.
wasn't with
JK.
any real confidence. But anyway, Tea Tree Gully come out of the back half. Nice kick towards Zach McKay. He's got some time, although I'm not sure about that. Just a quick kick.
Against Holzbauer?
Probably not the smartest move.
Of all the players to pick?
Yep. And as a consequence, Goodwood Saints go back inside the forward 50.
Oh, here we go.
Wowie, wowie, wowie. And the difficult thing for Alex is that's his brother, Zach. And so what happens at the family dinner table on Sunday night when we head over to Mum's for roast? Zach doesn't get any onion. We're straight in for, I love my roast onion, Phil.
Any kind of onion.
Right.
Or even Tony Abbott, I'll have them raw.
You can tell by the
Prefer
way.
them cooked, but I'll have them raw.
You can tell by the way I'm going in here today that I had some onion yesterday. But Will Clark for 5 just missed on the inside of the right post for his 5th about 2 minutes ago. Does not miss that one, and that is a very, very good game, capped off by 5 goals for Will Clark in best game I have seen him personally play. Puts Goodwood Saints out to 21 goals, 11 to Tea Tree Gully, 7 goals, 8.
That is a 87-point lead if that scoreboard is correct. A producer believes it's correct, and if the scoreboard and a producer are on the same page, I'm not going to disagree. Look, it was emphatic from start to finish. It was Goodwood by 25 points at quarter time, 61 points at the half, 73 points at lemon time, and they did win that final quarter by 2 goals, 87 points the final margin. The goal scorers, as Jacko, I'll get you to tell me how the match was won and lost in a sec. Nicholas Burgess with 6, Will Clark with 5, just at the death knell there. 2 goals to Kyle Kirk, James Lakeham and Tom Anderson. Singles to Kane Cornish, Angus Rana, Nick Favretto, James Ridgewell and Tommy Carter. 4. Tea Tree Gully, and we're going to have some presentations in a short moment, so we'll stay for those. And then Jacko, scores are correct, 21-11 to 7-8. The Tea Tree Gully goal scorers, Tyler West with 4 of the 7. Singles to Personos, Jake Robinson and Brodie Latham. As they line up for the presentations, which we'll do our best to cover for you, Jacko, where was this game won and lost?
Yeah, okay, well, let's start by who we think will win the medals. We've discussed that briefly. Teacher Gully, it's a pretty easy choice for me. It's Isaac Hewson over Tyler West. You would concur with that, Phil. And for Goodwood Saints, it's Favretto versus Johnson. Now, Favretto's won everything previously, so on that basis alone, I'm going for Isaac Johnson, but it'll probably be Favretto. But I'm going to go for Johnson. As the inclusive boys making their way out on the ground for Tea Tree Gully. And now Goodwood Saints, and both clubs forming a guard of honour, which is terrific to see. There's plenty of smiles all around, even from the Tea Tree Gully guys, which is terrific considering, you know, what they've dished up today. I've got to say the most concerning thing, that had some good players out of their side today, Tea Tree Gully, but the really good sides know how to combat that, and sometimes it's not about who you put out in the park, it's about the structure you put out and how you defend the game, and I thought Tea Tree Gully were poor in that respect. As we mentioned, first-year coach in Alex McKay, but didn't see anything change during the course of the game. Saw some players lift in the second half. Dylan Shoemakers, Ryan Spittle, they were smashed around the ball early. We'll go to the presentations.
Okay, thanks everyone. I can't hear it here. Thanks everyone. Today, you know, it's not about the score and the scoreboard today. It's about understanding what mental health can do and how clubs can combine and make a difference. It's my honour to ask Peter Sparrow, Bennett's father, to say a few words today. Bennett, you know, when I think it's about 12 years ago, we've been doing this. Simon Staples was here. Simon won the first Peter Sparrow medal. It means a lot to him, and it means a lot to both sides. So, Peter, thank you for being here today as well, and thank you for getting early and taking work.
Thank you, Craig. Look, I'm not going to sit in here and rave on too much, but there'll be a lot of people here in Gully that get to know better, or what the wider medal is Bennett. But Bennett, I think they love him. He had two young boys, he had a great job, family and friends of his. He was an awesome guy. I think he played for Gully. The year before he died, he was the best teammate for his Gully. He was a awesome guy, a wonderful son, a wonderful friend. But the pressure was wrong. And Bennett didn't know how bad and how ill he was. As you look at the pressure, it takes 1 in 5 minutes. This is what we do today, the number of people that are here, 1 in 5 have been made something in some way on mental illness. Please, if you can do anything else for yourself, do anything else for your family, your friends, you are not feeling okay, go and talk to somebody. There we go, thank you. Because mental illness, you can't see it, and sometimes you can't see it or feel the effects of it until it's too late. For me, I live every day with wishing that my boy was here and being able to come out here and watch him play today, and I can't. So please, get around your family, get around your mates, and just because you're a big footballer, it doesn't mean that mental health will go to you guys too. So please, make the effort, and if you're not okay, do something about it. So that's the message for me. And just do one last thing, and congratulate both Footy Saints and Tea Tree Gully for keeping this alive, keeping my son alive, and also bringing mental illness into the arena. Fantastic, and congratulations to both clubs. You are outstanding.
Thanks, Peter. Mac, I'm not going to come out and announce your best player, and we'll get Peter to present that.
Firstly, thanks a lot to Goodwood. Great club, very, very, very good club. Gave us a touch-up today. This ground means a huge amount to us. I personally played a lot of footy with Bennett, and it's a game we look forward to a hell of a lot. But without further ado, best player today is Isaac Hewson. So.
done, Isaac. Congratulations. It's a great honour. I know we said that Simon won the medal. Simon actually played against which has got so much going on in my mind at the moment. In fact, I might need some help, I reckon, at the moment. We're going to ask Luke Donaldson to come over and announce the award. We've also got Dave Shaughnessy here. Dave is a premiership player in '97 and played under David Baker, who is the assistant coach at the time. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Scotty. Firstly, to Teacher Gully, it's always a great battle against you guys. To Bennett's friends and family, I also played against him, wonderful competitor, and great that we can continue to honour his legacy, as we do with Bakes and Tucky at our club. I just want to thank all our sponsors who are here that actually provide for our mental health program that allows our guys to access support if they need it. We had a great week with guys sharing some stories about themselves, and we've got to keep the conversations happening with everyone around the place. Today our best player was outstanding in the middle, Nick Favretto. Well done.
Alright, thanks everyone. I know it's been a big long day and we really appreciate everyone's support. All the best, the inclusive guys out here. How good is that? This is a really great thing the clubs have done, and to be able to play against Teacher and Gully, the inclusive is awesome. So thanks again for everyone today. We really appreciate the support.
Thanks for that. Can't believe it. 2 for 2. Nick Favretto and Isaac Hewson. Lambo's getting his prizes. I thought for a second Favretto waved him off and he was only
Well,
joking.
I've got to say that was a beautiful 5 minutes after a game there. Just
Yep.
took the whole result out of the picture and just celebrated mental health.
Two
really.
lives in Bennett Sparrow and David Baker
Yeah.
gone way too early as we raise awareness and hopefully raise some funds for the Breakthrough Mental Health Foundation. Let's go to Lambo.
What a day at Goodwood Oval today, Men's Health Day, outstanding. Outstanding win too for the Goodwood Saints, but for our Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player Award from Tea Tree Gully went to Isaac Hewson. Fantastic game, mate, and a great award, but a special day in general, wasn't it, Isaac?
Yeah, it is a special day, I guess, for both clubs. Hard-fought win by Goodies, which was, they've been better on the day, but I think we'll bounce back from it. It's just one of those days in footy, so yeah.
Thanks very much, mate. We'll just have a quick photo. Just hang back, mate. Hang on. Okay, New Balance best on ground today, Nick Favretto, number 21. He's been up here a few times. Nick, special day and played well the game, mate. Good form. What's happening?
Just playing really well as a team at the moment, and it's nice to have a really strong win for a change. So yeah, very happy.
Special day too for the club.
Yeah, very special. Very special.
They put on a beautiful show, mate, and it was played in good honour, mate. Well done, Nick. Fantastic. Just stay here, mate. We have a team photo. Hang on, mate. Okay, Simon Blatt, Academy Player today. Number 2, Kane Cornish, snapping the pack. You remember that one, matey?
Yeah, I did.
You two all the boys tonight at the bar?
Nah, it came off the boot, pretty lucky, so I'll take it.
Good stuff, mate, and a special day, and I think the club put on an outstanding show today for it.
Absolutely, the club's been pretty strong on this stuff for a few years now, educating the boys a lot. Just, you've got to speak up about these things. We're all a team, we're all a family, so it's good.
No worries. Thanks very much, boys, on a great day, and we appreciate everything. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Lambo, and fantastic occasion, as you mentioned before. Anyone who got to witness the father from Tea Tree Gully say a few words there would have been quite moved.
And that's got to be tough to do.
Absolutely. Hats and kudos to Mr. Sparrow for coming out and saying a few words. It was fantastic, and send the message home.
Peter Sparrow.
Peter Sparrow, yeah, send the message pretty strongly. If you're struggling with your mental health, reach out. Make sure you speak to someone. Don't let it consume you.
And hopefully this is where footy clubs can make a difference, as we're seeing out here, the Inclusive League, where players who not that many years ago would never have thought of being out here on a footy field and getting the chance to play, which is fantastic. Congratulations to the award winners. We did mix our awards around a little bit just to fit in with the presentations. The Tea Tree Gully Best Player, no doubts here, Isaac Hewson, won the Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player Award, $100 Moseley Bar and Kitchen voucher his way. Nick Favreto from the winning team won the New Balance Best on Ground, $100 New Balance voucher, and the Dartfish beanies. I'm pretty sure he's already got one of those.
I think he's got a rack
He's getting a
full.
collection. And the Simon Black Academy Player of the Day went to Kane Cornish with that great snap in the first quarter. Jacko, we've mentioned the star players. Any others on your list that you wanted to quickly mention before I give the scores around the Adelaide Footy League and a bit of a wrap-up?
Yeah, no question. A couple of the younger lads from Goodwood Saints caught my eye today. I speak of Kane Cornish. I thought he was terrific up forward. Kyle Kirk certainly had his moments as well. And for 6 goals, young Will Clark kicked 6, I think, in the end, and had come off with a head injury at one stage. So they're in good hands, Goodwood Saints. I know they were better stacked for personnel today in terms of the injuries Tea Tree Gully had out, or the players they had out. But you can only beat who you can only beat, and that was a convincing win from start to finish. And as we mentioned several times, Tea Tree Gully need to go back and have a look at that. A good learning curve, good learning experience for all of their coaching staff as well as their players, I would have thought today. And Goodwood Saints, well, they go marching on, Phil.
We'll get your thoughts and Lambo's final thoughts in a sec. We do have some final scores around the Adelaide Footy League and all bar one game. Prince Alfred, I think, have moved possibly to 5th spot.
Wow.
Watch out for the Redmen, depending on other results. We'll hold off on that. That 13-7-85 beat Brighton 6-5-41. That was at Park 9, 44-point win. You just know that the Redmen are going to be rising up the ladder as the year progresses. At Karen Rolton's 2 Catholic schools, Old Ignatians got up over Ross Trevor, 12-16-88, 15 points over Rocks.
Yes.
Gives Old Ignatians their 4th win of the season. And the one we've been waiting for, the top of the table clash, St. Peter's at Port District. It was the Saints of St. Peter's, 15-7-97. Port District Wayward, 8-13-61. So who's top with percentage? With a percentage of 50... Oh, hang on, I better just do the enlightenment here. Make it readable. With 57.7% by my unofficial calculations, St. Peter's are top.
Right.
Goody Saints, 56.3, closing fast. There was a pretty big gap before the start of today with a couple of big Saints wins. The one we don't have is Glenunga and Payneham, but of course you get all the scores in the Sunday Mail tomorrow and the full wrap of the men's leagues with the weekend wrap. Lambo, your final thoughts from today?
Look, Goodwood Saints, outstanding right from the start. Their pressure, their game plan, right across the ground was outstanding. And you know what? The will to play for each other. You can see it a mile away at ground level. It's outstanding. Tea Tree Gully, not much really to say, but I guess if I was a defensive coach or, you know, all their little things they didn't do at all today, it was very disappointing. And like I said earlier, I think to you and Sean during the game, if it's at the end of the year and, you know, they miss out by 0.02%, well, they'll reflect back on this game and go, you know what, instead of losing by 15, 16 goals, 8 or 9 would have been good if we played really defensive. But overall, Saints too good, and doesn't be right around there at the end of the year.
Just quickly, our sponsors today, the Banner Crew, Buddy Bet, Sip and Save, the Wakefield Sports Clinic, Police Credit Union, O'Connell Meat, Central Market, you meant Chops there at half time, the Simon Black Academy, some great replays to show, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Pararay, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and of course the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Jacko, any final words?
Oh, no, I think we've covered it all pretty well today, Phil. Good. What we thought was going to be a good, tight contest didn't eventuate. It was... Well, it was Goodwood Saints by the length of the straight, and Tea Tree Gully, you know, a good learning experience for them today. I think for their coaching staff in particular, need to go back and reflect on what they did, and more importantly, what they didn't do to try and change the momentum of the game. And games are all about momentum, and Tea Tree Gully didn't have much of it at all. So, interesting times ahead. We've got Tea Tree Gully again next week, Phil, against who?
The Payneham Norwood Union.
Right, so we'd expect to see a bounce back, and you know, obviously Payneham and Norwood Union aren't travelling too well, so it'd be interesting to see what they do from a structural point of view. Tea Tree Gully next week, they can lick their wounds tonight, but more importantly, both clubs can take some pride in the way they handled themselves today and promoted mental health. And our final message tonight, I think, Phil, has to be, if you are in that category, make sure you reach out and speak to someone. Don't bear it alone. There's always someone out there who can help you.
Alrighty, thanks for that, Jacko. A reminder that there's a game tonight, 6:25 p.m. Morpheville Park and Happy Valley Vikings. My mighty Vikings in the Buddy Bet Division 1 Women's. Next week, as Jacko mentioned, Tea Tree Gully hosts Payneham Norwood Union. Of course, you can keep up to date on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page with the weekend wraps, the plays of the week, Tony's travels, and of course, Between the Posts on Thursday night. So thank you, Lambo. Thank you, Jacko. Thanks to our producer, Matt, our cameraman, Leo. Here in the Goodwood Oval, in the C's, it was the Goodwood Saints. In the B's, it was the Goodwood Saints. And in the A's, by 87 points, the Goodwood Saints. I'm Phil Hurden saying thank you for being with us. This has been the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.